Laredo, take us out.
Take her out.
All right. Every Friday night, join the fun and let's go OffWorld. Geek out with us live, where the nerdiness will thrive. Buckle up and let's go OffWorld. Toys, comics, pop culture news, movies, and so much more. Matthew, Jesse, Curtis, and Sean are your guides on this fun-filled tour. Blast off! Take flight each and every Friday night. Join the fun and let's go OffWorld. Let's go OffWorld. Let's go OffWorld. Hey, hey, hey. Let's go OffWorld tonight.
Choo choo. How's everybody doing? It is OffWorld. That is a banger of a song. But you guys did not just vote for the OffWorld song in the Legend Daddy Facebook group. You voted for the mashup of OffWorld and Shooting the Shelf. So we'll see what we can do. We'll
Technically,
talk to,
I think we voted for Legends of Grayskull.
No, nobody really voted for that.
I'm pretty sure
there was a lot of other votes that were not in the poll. That was not one of them. So literally nobody that's not on Legends of Grayskull said that they would want to hear the Legends of Grayskull theme song. So
yeah, there was also a little bit of a, there was no other option there. There was definitely, it was a slanted vote. Some people were afraid of what might happen if they put all the options out there. So.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, considering that the show we do at the end of Legion's Con is an OffWorld / Shooting the Shelf combo, and it has nothing to do with Legends of Grayskull at all, I figured those would be the two options we would throw out there. But, maybe that was poor judgment on my part.
Yeah, at least you can admit it.
Yeah. Anyway, Joe Gonzalez looking clear, looking great. How you doing, Joe?
I'm fantastic, man. Just excited to be here, ready to kick the tires and light the fires.
Joe,
Let's do this.
So, Jesse, how you doing, sir? Jesse's frozen.
What?
How you doing?
Hey, Jesse.
Friday.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hey. All right. Dooch, how you doing, sir?
I am doing wonderful. Glad to be here each and every Friday night, as I always am. And I hope all you gents are doing amazing.
Awesome. We got a super chat, which we don't have because we don't have enough subscribers yet. $5 super chat. Can you have him play Choo Choo Curtis at the show? I don't think so, because that's not one of his songs. So maybe you can have whoever Jordan had perform that, do it at the PGG event. That would be great. But no, I don't think we'll be doing that at the OffWorld / Shooting the Shelf to close out the show. So we do have some folks that have nothing better to do on a Friday night that are joining us. We've got Dave Orkin out there, Van Johnson, Wholesome Warlock. We got both the PGG members. Darla Ackerman, I know her. David Williams joining us live. Thanks, David. Greg, formerly of the Brute Scale. We've got Christopher Kelly, David Smith, Jeff Evans, Eddie Eduardo de Jesus, and Hank says yo. So, and Jordan says he'll sing the Choo Choo song at PGG event. So there you go. That'll work. Cool. Well, we got a show. I had no planning with any of this week, so I don't know what's going on other than we do pickups at the beginning of the show. So we will start with that. I will bring on Joe Gonzalez to see his 500th swig. Joe, what do you got for us?
I got a curveball for you.
Yeah.
I didn't get much this week, but I did pick up another retailer exclusive Father Christmas.
Very
seller
nice.
on eBay. They dropped to $50. I was like, I wanted it because I want the body for a Swig custom that I'm doing. So I snagged Father Christmas to make a
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
But that's it. That's all I got.
All right. See, Dave Morgan says, Curtis, will you be at IshCon? Unfortunately, I will not. I would love to be. It sounds like it's going to be a banger of an event. But my partner in crime, Jesse, will be there.
Hey, hi.
So he'll be bringing my spirit with him there. So just FYI. Speaking of Jesse, you got anything for this week?
No. Yeah, I got yesterday. I got a box at work I was not expecting from our friend Dakin and no, Dirk. Sorry, D's. Lots of D's. D's with K's.
D's nuts.
Nope.
I was waiting for it.
There's no K in that.
Got him.
I got another new goat toy. It sings and dances too.
Very nice. Got an in-sync goat. That's great.
So that was a complete surprise. It is a pair. I think it's from the same place as the Christmas oat I got from. Hey, this is my pickup. You shush.
Sorry, you put a good song in my head.
No, I didn't.
I love me some in-sync.
And then apparently some joker got me something a year ago off a Big Bad Toy Store, and it just shipped. And I got that the other day as well. I don't know if it's worth showing off here, but
Ooh.
crap, I got an Ahsoka.
Oh, nice.
Wow, I didn't realize that her cloak thing was that wired that you could do that. That's cool.
Yeah. So I mean, I got her like dropping down. So I was a little confused with some of the parts that came with the stand. There's like one that's just like a rod, and there's one that looks like it's a little scoop.
I have never understood the rod one. I've gotten so many Mafex, and I don't know what that is for. So
I don't know if it's like to put something in one of these other things to help like support. I don't know, but I thought this was a pretty fun pose. She's got two heads, a serious face, or like kind of a stoic face, and then this really kind of aggressive face. And it comes with like a couple version of the lightsabers, like ignited, unignited, and then ones with clips that'll hook onto her somewhere. A bunch of different hands. I had one Mafex before, and it was probably the worst Mafex. I had both a Mafex and a 112 Mezco. And I probably got like the worst characters to get in those styles. So they're long since out of my collection. So having a really cool Mezco,
Mafex,
and this is that's what I said, Mafex. It just sounded like Mezco. From the one and only Curtis the Ackerman up here sent me this. She's in a special place. She's right here in my rogue shelf because I can't put her. I got to put her above my desk and just be able to look at her jumping.
So I got a question for you though, because when you first saw that Mafex, I remember we pulled that up on the screen. We were doing like a Big Bad Toy Store kind of looking what they had, and you said that wasn't like your ideal version of her, kind of the face and stuff. Now that you have it in hand, like how would you rate that version of Ahsoka?
I only meant in my for me, like I love the Rebels design of Ahsoka.
Gotcha.
Like that uniform, I love that era of her. As far as like this blows the Black Series versions out of the water, especially the Rosario Dawson. Like I think that was the only other weird thing to me is like, I guess it was more the Hot Toys I was worried about because I was thinking about getting the Ahsoka, the Rosario Dawson Ahsoka, but like her face was so different with the makeup and everything that didn't really. Not that they didn't do a good job, but like it didn't feel like I was having a 1/6 figure on my shelf that looked like an actual person in real life. Just makes me a little uncomfortable. Like,
Gotcha.
like I don't want to have the Heath Ledger Joker standing at me in 1/6 scale, or Wonder Woman, based on a real person. They're just too lifelike. But this is really cool. Really super happy with it. I'm gonna have to play with it more. It's just been a busy week, but it's such a cool figure. So thank you, Curtis. I don't think it's gotten me addicted to Mezco, Mafex, all of the above, either one. Like you maybe have hoped, but it's definitely got me intrigued depending on what characters come out down the road. Like I know there's that Rogue X-Men, not Rogue One.
I picked up what you were putting down. I mean, I've had some of their early Mafex, and then I've had some of the more recent ones, and they're definitely better now than they were a couple years ago. Just more solidly made. I feel like the articulation is good. The soft goods on some of their figures are getting really good. I'm very impressed with the look that you got on that soft goods there. That's really cool. So
well, thank you. I'll throw one more thing out there. I got this for a custom. I was at Walmart. Sorry, I just forgot I had it on the side here. So I got it for a custom to work in. There's 2 characters missing from my Vox Machina set. And one of them is this like automaton robot named Dodie. And so this is the Jimmy figure from Rebel Moon by Diamond Select. So it's
pretty much the only good character in that whole movie.
There were plenty of. We're not going to talk about that.
But he's the best for sure.
Yes. It's pretty cool. Like the articulation on it is kind of interesting. The head doesn't move as much as it should, like because of the robot stuff. Like it's like a 1/16 of an inch. I mean, it turns left and right, but the neck joint doesn't work or is non-existent. But like I said, I got it as a custom for a character, so it's going to get.
You were moving him around a little bit too fast for a Rebel Moon character. You got to do slow motion. So.
Oh my gosh. I'm not Snyder.
Okay. Cool.
All right, that's it. I'm done now. I'm sorry.
All right. Then we'll. Oh wait! Before we bring him on, can you give us a douche for the crowd?
Me?
The crowd wants it. Yeah.
Who? Why? No one's asking for that.
They love it.
No one has ever asked for
they love it.
douche in any form.
Come on.
Douche.
Yes, I love it. All right, the douche. What do you got?
It's like the least effort I could have put into that. You're still happy.
I'm still excited. What you got? You got anything?
Nothing I can show off here. So.
Oh, all right. Well,
I don't like it.
I guess we'll go to me.
All right.
I've actually been cutting down on toys lately. Because I've been spending too much money on the 1/6 ones, I guess. So I've only got 2 this week. One I just opened today, which is Cosmic Legions, Kelly and Shun. Cool figure. I'm not blown away. Cosmic chick with a hooded cloak. I wonder where they got that idea. I mean, it's like, kind of redoing the same thing. That's why I didn't use the other head on her, because it's like it's almost the same person. So I used the helmeted one. The soft goods, I'm not impressed with the wire in it. It doesn't allow you to get like really good motion with the soft goods. And then their loin piece, like I folded the loin piece under because they make them really long on these 2.0 characters where it like goes down to their feet. It's like, why? So I folded it under. I still don't think it looks great, but I don't know. It's an okay figure. It's a cool bounty hunter. I like the little missile thing. I do like the helmet and like the little lettering on the helmet. I think is cool. I think this Velcro part is a little bit too thick. It's very awkward. You can't get. Well, I've not seen anybody being able to get the unhelmeted head on here with the cloak. So it's got limitations, but it's okay. It's not my favorite of this wave, but it'll do. So
Sorry, Chris Kelly. Jesse has explicitly stated to me in writing that I cannot show any of my sex toys on this show. So I would love to get into it with you, but Jesse has forbade it.
I mean, any toy can really be a sex toy if you try hard enough.
Truth.
So,
So Curtis, for those
Yep.
of us who don't follow the releases as closely, so there's a new wave of cosmics that are hitting right
it's
now.
newer. I've had it sitting over there, and I've been kind of like opening them
Okay.
like one at a time,
Okay, gotcha.
trying to stretch it out because like I used to open up the whole wave at once, and then I
Mm-hmm.
don't think I devoted enough time to that character. Like, I kind of blew through it and then threw them on my shelf, and so I'm trying to savor the experience a little bit more.
No, that's
But
exactly
this
how I
one,
am.
I wasn't. I was actually really excited for her. She was one of the ones I was looking forward to the most, and then opening it, I wasn't as impressed. So, I mean, I still love the Four Horsemen. I'm not shitting on the company or the line or anything like that.
Sure.
I think the cape could have had a thicker wire. I think the hooded cloak female trope, like you've already done that recently, and the line is very short.
Yep.
I think you probably could have done something different, but whatever. I digress. And then I got the Mondo Tila in.
There she
Um,
is.
And she's really cool. I've seen some people bitching about like color and something like that. I've seen some people that have, if you really look at her knee compared to the rest of her leg, it's more like pink than the rest of the leg. But as you look at the skin tone, like on the arms, the neck, the legs, like there's certain areas where there's more kind of a reddish, like blush color. And then there's other areas that are more pale. And it looks very natural as far as skin color goes. But some people complain that the knee isn't the same color as the rest of the leg. I don't think you can really super notice it unless you like zoom in and I don't know. I think it's just kind of nitpicky. What I will say on this, and we're going to...
It just looks like a little bit of rug burn. I don't...
Yeah, well, yeah.
My arm is all
acceptable.
different colors, so I mean...
Right. Sean and I will be doing a review on Legends of Grayskull, but I will say that she did have some loose like wrist and ankles. I just had to throw some kikis on it, and then it was fine. But at first, she would not like hold a weapon. She would not stand up straight because of the loose joints on the ankle and wrist. And I think this is, I can't remember unless they did it with one of their X-Men ones. I can't remember any other females that they definitely haven't done any in the Motu line. So I don't know if it's just getting used to that smaller build that they're still kind of working out the kinks of it. But yeah, that was a little bit of an issue, but overall the sculpt looks great. I love the little fur on the boots, on her shoulders and stuff. One other small complaint, it comes with 3 heads. All 3 heads have the mouth open. Now, when you get the box and you look at the art on the box, it's got a picture of her just kind of looking like with a smile without her mouth open. But all 3 heads, you have one where she's smiling with her teeth showing real big. You've got one where she's like angry and like gritted teeth. And then you've got this one where her mouth is just kind of like open, just weird. I don't know. So none of them have like a closed mouth look. I would have liked that in one of the 3. But that, like I said, that's kind of a little bit of a nitpicky gripe, but overall,
You heard it here, folks. Curtis likes his female toys with their mouths closed.
I just wish like
Don't talk.
giving us 3 of the same types of looks. I would rather had something different, but I thought I was going to use the head. She's got one head that's got like the longer hair,
the
like
ponytail, the
ponytail.
2000X one, yeah.
I thought I was going to use that one, but Darla talked me into this one, just because it has more of an overall, I think, Tila look to it when you're putting her in, up with all the other figures. So, but I didn't use the snake armor. It's also got the snake armor stuff. I didn't use that for her. So, but good figure, definitely worth it. I debated on whether I wanted to get that one or not, and I ended up selling it to myself by saying I would put her next to Man-at-Arms, and if I had those 3, like He-Man, Man-at-Arms, and her, that would be good enough for my heroes. So hopefully I can stop there with the heroes. I think the only two that I'm really looking forward to in that line that I hope they make would be Triclops and Evelyn. If I get those two, I think I could probably call it a collection and stop. So, but
now when you and Sean do your review, what theme song do you think you'll use for that? Or you think
we'll definitely use the Legends of Grayskull.
Oh, okay.
Which by the way, did a couple Legends of Grayskull episodes with Dooch today.
Yes.
And so that thong is really running through my head today.
I tell you what, too, Curtis, we've been knocking out those MYP episodes. For any of you guys in the chat who don't know, right now in Legends of Grayskull, me and Curtis are going through a little mini series. We're doing each episode of MYP episode by episode. Lots of fun, and I gotta say, I think the two we did today are the absolute best we've done thus far.
We did a good job of breaking it down today, but it is there. We've somehow taken like a 20 to 25 minute episode and turned it into an hour-long review.
Yes.
I'm not sure how we've done that, but yeah.
But I think if you guys want to check that out, I just gotta say I've been thinking about our conversations still all day. Like I think we hit some good stuff there. So
well, and I was going through and looking at some of the comments that we've had on some of them, and there's some people that are really getting into this. And
yep,
yeah. So yeah, we'll see.
Good times.
I don't know what they're clipping at 9:17, but
you'll find
they're
out.
They're clipping something. So George and Dan, I don't know. Clipping something. Anyway, so yeah, we got that. OffWorld, we've been doing the Legion's Quest. Joe's been doing a fantastic job leading us through that. That's
thank
been a lot
you,
of
but
fun.
you guys are what's making that show great. You guys are absolutely killing it.
Yeah, that's been a lot of fun. I hear people that have been listening to it on audio.
I just found out there is an audio, so I can finally listen to you guys.
Yeah, I've heard that it's very enjoyable audio listen. So I may actually listen to one of those on audio just to see how different it is versus watching it. But yeah,
it's pretty similar. So I have YouTube Premium. So like when I'm at work, I put it playing on YouTube and listen to it on my headphones, and like all the jokes hit the same and stuff. So
yeah,
you know, it still has a good flow to it. I think it works really good in audio.
I would guess just from previous experience with like the Vox Machina and stuff, listening to their audio, that it would lend itself actually a little bit more to kind of be an adventure in my mind, to where I can envision everything that's happening the same as you guys are playing it. So that's usually pretty fun too.
I was on Dork Glare show last night, and I mentioned the Legion's Quest, and it seemed like there was a few people there that were interested. So, maybe we'll get a couple listeners out of that too. So I just, we're having fun. If nobody likes it, we're still having fun. But it does seem like some people are listening and watching it and enjoying it. So that's cool too. So,
yeah. And if you do like it, please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Absolutely.
Because that fuels the fire so we can keep this thing going.
And lights the tires. No, that's something different.
I mean, you can do that too. I mean, that's a little redneck, but I
don't think you're supposed to light fires and tires.
You light tires because they burn a long time. They kind of smolder. So
okay,
if you're gonna party all night, just light a tire.
Okay. With that, I think we will go to Event Horizon, and I will not flash it on the screen because, we don't want to give anybody a seizure, King Castle seizure, as it were. So Jesse, what do you got for us?
Well, I'm pulling it up.
Come on, Jesse, pull it out, whip it out.
You could talk about it as you're doing it. It's called multitasking. Yep.
So I'm probably going to get some grief talking about this because it's what happens.
From who? I don't know anybody that could ever give you grief about anything, Jesse.
You're right, because I choose not to accept the grief. Right? Is that what you're saying?
Sure, we'll go with that.
I'm just here.
All right.
So
I'm just here.
So the only thing I have on the slideshow is today. The trailer dropped for Captain America: Brave New World, and I was super stoked for it. I thought it was a fun trailer. For some reason, I could not share the official Marvel Studios link on Facebook, so I had to go find another
That's
another
weird.
YouTube.
Yeah,
But it kept
that
saying like, we can't share this. It goes against our community guidelines. I think
Sure.
Facebook is just drunk on community guideline concepts right now.
I mean, I think
Well,
Marvel would want it shared, but okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just
When they
copied the
dropped
share
it, it's
link.
not like it's a leak, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I copied the link that's on YouTube. Like it wasn't like a pirated site or anything. It was straight from their source. So, instead I sent people to Rotten Tomatoes, which I don't really like Rotten Tomatoes, but I sent them there instead of the Marvel YouTube.
Yeah, they don't taste as good as the fresh ones.
No.
Yep.
Fried.
Green.
I'm really excited. I know pretty much no one else in the world liked Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the TV show. I really did.
I did. I loved it all the way up to the last 15 minutes of the last episode.
Please don't speak for all of us, Jesse, because like some of us actually enjoyed it. Certain parts of it we didn't, so it's not nice to generalize.
Yeah, I would say I enjoyed 92% of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I'm probably about an 85, but I mean that's still a solid B.
Yeah, definitely one of their better series for
sure. Sorry, go ahead.
So I was very excited to see this trailer come out. It feels like it's giving off similar vibes to the Winter Soldier. I'm not saying it's as good as Winter Soldier because it's not out yet. I can't make that determination. But it feels like that. I like that Marvel's kind of coming back to a more grounded, on Earth, not alien invasion. I mean, at least I don't think it's an alien invasion in the movie. It feels, spy thriller with superhero action in it. I think whoever Giancarlo Esposito is playing looks like a complete, absolute badass. And he just looks super cool, and just doing the stuff in the scenes he's in this. And spoiler alert, if you have not watched the clip or the trailer, I don't know why they're calling it a teaser. Maybe because they didn't really spell out what the plot was.
Yeah.
But
and
it was
still like a year away.
I guess it was shorter than a full 2.5 minute trailer, I think. But we do get to see a brief glimpse at maybe I shouldn't say it. Should I say it?
You should say whatever you
want.
want.
Been all over the internet today. Everyone knows he's in the movie before the trailer even drops. So
fine. Red Hulk. We see Red Hulk for a brief moment at the end of the trailer. Which I know there were some McDonald's Happy Meals pictures that got released a couple months ago that kind of spoiled that.
I mean, the picture for it that I've seen, posted is like the Captain America shield with the Red Hulk hand over it. So I mean, that's it. I don't think it's that much of a shocker.
As soon as they recast Ross with Harrison Ford, I knew that's the path they were going to go down.
So I've got a couple questions on this.
Wait, all right, go ahead, Curtis. I'll come back to Matt.
My first one is because it looks like Ross is president there. Is that something that happens in the comics that he becomes president, or is that a new take?
I can do a check if Jesse doesn't know offhand.
I'm looking it up.
So that was my first question. Then the other one was related to the Giancarlo Esposito or whatever. Do we have any idea what character that is? Are there rumors out there that you've heard, or is that just we are totally in the dark? We don't even know if it's a good guy, bad guy. We don't I don't know. Do we know?
I know the Serpent Society plays a role in this movie, and that was the original subtitle for this movie was Captain America and the Serpent Society.
Mm-hmm.
There's possibilities that he might be someone related to them.
Okay.
I was talking with someone.
And I'm guessing they're bad guys, like an offspring of Hydra or something.
They're like a group. Copperhead in the Daredevil TV show was technically part of. They're all kind of like snake-based, call signs, and they had different powers or enhanced abilities or whatever.
So it's
Kill possible. Bill. Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
There is a character called Diamondback. I think it's being played by a wrestler. female wrestler.
Okay.
But there's been a couple different characters, Serpent Society, tied to this. He could be someone related to them. Someone I was talking to just said he might be a character called Scourge, not the Scourge from Thor, but like from 80s comics, where he kind of looks like a guy in like a white zoot suit with a weird skull mask.
Okay.
So it looks like Ross in the main Marvel universe, he hasn't, but there is a multiverse where he did become president.
Gotcha. Okay.
And ended up becoming Red Hulk because he used gamma bombs on the whole world.
And that brings me to my main problem with this, and I mentioned it in our chat earlier, and that's just Harrison Ford isn't old enough to convincingly be a U.S. president. It's just immersion broken,
Yeah.
To be fair, he's playing president after, replacing one that was, attacked by Skrulls, or, after the whole Skrull thing. So maybe.
I mean, but
know.
I kind of feel like they should have just gotten a corpse to play the part.
That would be more believable, actually. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I had no idea who Esposito's character was. I was kind of getting like a Punisher type vibe from him, like somebody that's really mad and likes to shoot people. So that's the vibe I was getting, but I had no idea who that was supposed to be.
There's a Marvel Legend that came out in the Onslaught wave where he kind of looks like an armored up, kind of looks like Crossbones, but with like more like armor to his uniform than just like the chest. He's got like a metallic mask, but let's see if I can bring this up real quick. Here is the one my friend sent me the picture of.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, okay.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know why it says DC Heroes, but he's part of the Marvel. He was part of Captain America storylines. So, but he's in the trailer. We see Esposito wearing, like a wide brimmed hat, and he's got like a, automatic gun and everything. So, who knows? It could be someone completely different. No idea personally, but I think he's a great actor, and I'm intrigued to see what he does.
I would like to throw out a hot take here, if I can. Something that I wish they would have done in Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I hope they rectify in this, but I doubt they will, is actually give him the super soldier serum. Because to me, him playing Captain America without having the strength and abilities of Captain America is like a guy cosplaying as Captain America. Like it's not like, I understand he's a badass and he can fly and he's in the military and all this and that, but there's a lot of people that are in the military and that are badasses. And like, I just, and I understand he's like, it's the heart of the character. I totally get all of that stuff that people are going to say, but I think to me, it's just, I would be able to accept him a lot more in that role if he had the Captain America powers. And it would be really cool if they change that in this movie, but I don't think they will.
No, I think it's going to be the whole opposite. I think it's going to be him. I could even see him trying to mimic Captain America, like for the beginning, and then failing, and then realizing that's the whole thing, right? We hear it in that teaser. You're not Steve Rogers.
Right.
And then he's like, I know I'm not. And he pops the wings. So like, it's all about him becoming his Captain America.
I get that, but and you could do that differently with like his philosophy on things could be different than Steve Rogers. His way that he addresses certain things could be different. His mentality of how he deals with things or how he views the world could be different. But you could still give him the strength. And I'm the one thing that gives me hope in this trailer is, kind of how Ross is telling him that he wants to bring Captain America back into the fold and basically make him an extension of the U.S. military and all this and that. And if he were to go along with that, maybe part of that is we also want you to take the super serum, soldier serum. So I don't think that'll happen, but I'm hopeful that it could. So.
Maybe it's a powered suit and he can get some extra strength from
I would be cool with that too. Like otherwise it's just a dude with a shield. Like it's I don't know.
If
I
they
I don't know.
I was just gonna say, if they were to do it, I think it would have to be like an unwilling type of thing where, like you said, maybe Ross injects him and he doesn't know it. And
yeah, and maybe that's how Ross becomes Red Hulk.
Yeah.
Maybe they're messing around with it, and I don't know.
Otherwise, it takes away the whole one of the good parts of Winter Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which was the difference between him and fake Captain America. What the hell was his name?
U.S. Agent.
U.S. Agent, yeah. And that was kind of the whole point of their tussle was, so
yeah.
It's a movie.
I'll be disappointed if you don't have Abomination come back towards the end of the movie.
He was great in She-Hulk, man.
Yeah,
he was so good,
and I
would
would really
let him shine. I
didn't
think
him back to help fight the Red Hulk towards the end.
Yeah.
That would be.
I didn't feel like they let him do enough in that standalone Hulk movie, but in She-Hulk, he was fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see him go up against Ross and just beat the ever-loving crap out of Red Hulk. I would not feel bad about that at all.
I love the more mellow, kind of laid back, Abomination too. Like he's just like,
oh yeah, I do too. But I think that would give you a hero to fight Red Hulk that had matching strength.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying your idea is bad. If they do it, I'd be intrigued to see how they pulled it off. But I like the idea of Sam not having the strength, and having a complete different take on it, and eventually passing it on to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could see maybe one of the things that got me the most intrigued in this trailer, though, not to totally sidestep that conversation, but ADHD, is Elijah. Right? No, Isaiah Bradley standing up in the middle of that dinner and like pointing a gun at Ross.
Oh, I missed that. I didn't pay that close attention.
Because Sam, you hear like Sam, like he's like Isaiah, no, or something like that, and it's just like, well, what's going on there? So like, because this is kind of like following up the Skrull. Is he a Skrull? Is he mind controlled? Is it him? Is he just really mad at Ross? That just seems weird for him to like go through all the effort to get invited into this dinner to suddenly turn and shoot him, because he was kind of on not a redemption arc, but like happy that the government was finally accepting him.
But with the timeline, I think it could stand to reason that Ross was probably his superior officer during the time that he served. Like there could be some history there.
Yeah, but to do such a public attempt, like I'm intrigued by that moment.
That's what I'm saying. If there could be, maybe Ross is the reason he wound up in jail. Maybe Ross is the one who, threw him on that blacklist and scrubbed all his records. I don't think Ross is old enough for that. Ross is older than Bradley.
Is he?
I don't know.
Appearance wise, at least.
I don't know. I'm
intrigued.
I will say this: when it comes to like the Marvel trailers and stuff, I try not to like seriously like dig into it and look at it, and I don't watch any of like the breakdown videos where they go into detail, because I want to know as little about the movie as possible, which is getting harder and harder. Like as like Deadpool and Wolverine comes closer, like they keep putting out like new trailers and people are and I'm trying to avoid it, but it looks so freaking cool that like I want to watch it, but I don't want to watch it. So there's some of the things that you're talking about in here that I didn't pick up because I just kind of like I watched it, but I half-heartedly watched it because I don't want to get too much detail. But if I'm thinking about like the original Avengers, if Captain America were to go against the Hulk, right? I think it would be Hulk would win pretty easily, but at least Cap could kind of hold his own for a little bit. If Hulk were to go against, let's say, Hawkeye, he would murder him in 2 seconds. Like, that's what Falcon is to me. Like, he is Hawkeye. He's a dude. He's a regular dude. And if he goes against Red Hulk as a regular dude, he's going to get freaking murdered. So, like, I think to make it believable, you have to give him the super soldier serum. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Well, anywho, I'm excited. I think it could be good.
I'm hoping that they'll bring some other characters in because the Red Hulk can take on. I mean, he beat the Hulk a couple times, Yeah. So I see him as a major villain, like an Avengers level villain, the Red Hulk. So I'm hoping
we don't know how much he's in this. Like we may not see Red Hulk till the last 5 minutes of the movie. He may not be.
I'm just hoping that they'll bring in other characters so that way it's like build towards a new Avengers team. Several of the actors have left, and I would like to see some more Avenger movies down the line with a different lineup,
Well, and I'd like to see at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier where they recruit U.S. Agent and they've got Black Widow's sister and they've got these folks that they've been putting together. Like, what's going on with that team? Like, are they going to be in this? Like, what have they been up to? So, I don't know. I really like those characters. I think Florence Pugh is amazing. I think her delivery on some of those one-liners that they write for and stuff are awesome. Like, she is so funny. And I really actually liked US Agent. I think he could be an interesting character. Like, he's very Dooch and I were talking about the MYP today and talking about like writing characters that are flawed, like that are human. Like, he is a flawed human character, and that not necessarily a bad thing. Like, he's not inherently a bad guy. He just, he's a flawed person. And I think that makes for an interesting character. So, yeah. But we'll see. Cool.
We'll see. It's been confirmed that there's not going to be Bucky in this movie? Or
I don't know that it's confirmed. He wasn't in the trailer.
Yeah, I know. That's one of
he's scheduled to be in the Thunderbolts movie, which is what Curtis is just talking about.
Yeah, that's
which is also due out next year.
Because
I would think that they wouldn't they have to hint at them or if they you don't have the Thunderbolts in this, at least have something in this where they talk about it, or I don't know.
Probably, or the post-credit scene, or I know one of my favorite parts of Falcon and Winter Soldier was Sam and Bucky's chemistry. Like, they were awesome together. So it's kind of disappointing now that we're getting this movie, and I really wanted them to get kind of the not necessarily sidekick, but partner, like they should be a duo. And that could actually help with some of that too that we're talking about with the power level if you've got Winter Soldier next to you, So,
I like them in Civil War together. I think their chemistry in Civil War is so good.
That's what I'm saying.
When they're fighting Spider-Man and when they're in the car and Steve is getting the kiss and stuff, and they're they're cool together. So
Terrence, Tenderbolts is not. Don't Google that.
Thunderbolts.
Yeah, no, that's different.
I downloaded the wrong Thunderbolts movie.
All right,
I got one.
Sure.
Just saw a trailer for Ridley Scott did Gladiator 2, and I watched the trailer.
Oh yeah,
and it looks pretty good. Actually,
really, I did not know that. Is this Gladiator 2? Is this like a continuation? Is this time
has advanced quite a bit though. It's not the same characters, but in the trailer they reference the characters from the original movie.
Okay.
So
gotcha. Because I kind of assumed at the end of Gladiator that, based on what happened, that whole establishment would be kind of torn down and they would no longer have gladiatorial fights. So
we got
that does not seem to be the case.
Gotcha.
Over 2 decades after the original events of Gladiator, Lucius, the grandson of Rome's former emperor And son of Lucilla lives with his wife and child in Numidia. Roman soldiers invade, forcing Lucius into slavery. Inspired by the story of Maximus, as depicted in the original film, Lucius resolves to fight as a gladiator while opposing the rule of the young emperors.
And he's the kid in the first movie, right?
No, this would be a grandson. So
Yes,
We're
it's the
talking-
kid from the first movie.
oh,
He's
really?
the grandson of Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah.
So he
he's-
was the child in the first, because there's a scene in the trailer where it's got a different actor, a different young actor. They recreate the scene from the end of the movie, and I believe what's her name is back as Lucilla.
Well, she would be really old by that time. So,
Yeah.
It's like
Okay.
it's
2 decades,
it's the
20
same amount of
years.
time since the movie came out.
oh yeah, that's true. Okay. All right. Anything else for Event Horizon?
I think that was it for me.
All right. Then we will go to. Hold on. Let me pull up the thing.
Whip it out.
This week in theaters.
Woo.
So, all right, here we go. Let's pull up the random number generator. And we are time traveling to 1996. I was graduating high school.
I
I
should have been.
was
Haven't we
And-
done 1996 like the last 3 times?
I don't think so.
not
But
when I was here. That's
I
for
guess.
sure.
We will see. 1996. I don't think so because I would have said I was graduating high school.
I want
I
to say
don't
I
remember
was
saying that.
entering middle school. That sounds about right.
So for those of you just seeing this for the first time, we're doing a thing where we're time traveling back to 1996. We're going to walk into the movie theater, and we have the choice of seeing one of the 10 movies that are top 10 for that week. We have to decide which one we're seeing. We're not the age we were then. We're the age we are now. We are looking for July-tober 12th. Here we go.
Oh yeah, baby.
Um,
Summer 96.
Okay.
Here we
So we have got number 1 in the theater this week is Independence Day. Not surprising. We're early July. Aliens are coming, and their goal is to invade and destroy Earth. Fighting superior technology, mankind's best weapon is the will to survive. Next, we have Phenomenon.
Yeah, true.
John Travolta, an ordinary man, sees a bright light descend from the sky and discovers he now has super intelligence and telekinesis. Next, we have the nutty.
Phenomenon.
Next, we have Nutty Professor, grossly overweight yet good-hearted Professor Sherman Klump takes a special chemical that turns him into the slim but obnoxious Buddy Love.
You're not getting away with that description on a movie today.
Next, we've got Courage Under Fire. U.S. Army officer despondent about a deadly mistake he made, investigates a female chopper commander's worthiness for the Medal of Honor. Looks like Denzel and who's... Oh, shit, I went too far back. Who is the other one? Who's the lady? Oh, Meg Ryan. Okay. Next, we've got Harriet the Spy. Harriet M. Welsh is a spy, but when her friends find her secret notebook, the tables are turned on her. Can she win them back and still keep going with the spy business? Next, we have Hunchback of Notre Dame. We've got deformed bell ringer must assert his independence from a vicious government minister in order to help his friend, a gypsy dancer. Then we've got Eraser, which is not wanting to open. There we go. Arnold Schwarzenegger, witness protection specialist, becomes suspicious of his coworkers when dealing with a case involving high-tech weapons. Then we have The Rock. A mild-mannered chemist and ex-con must lead a counterstrike when a rogue group of military men led by a renegade general threaten a nerve gas attack from Alcatraz against San Francisco. Striptease. Stripper and a single mother gets dragged into the dangerous situation after a congressman takes a fancy to her. And last but not least, we have Mission Impossible. This is the first one in the series. An American agent under false suspicion of disloyalty must discover and expose the real spy without help of his organization. So those are the 10 that are at the theater. Those are the only 10 we have to choose from. If you wanted to see Kazam, sorry, you can't. That is number 11. We will start at the bottom. Jesse, what are you seeing?
I think I'm gonna go see Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Wow.
Dumb.
Wow.
Did you say dumb?
Yeah.
Choke
I
on
think
a
you said
biscuit.
Dom, like
Notre Dame.
Yeah. Okay. I've
Not
not
dumb,
seen
that's a
that
great
movie.
movie.
Have you seen it before, or is it this is?
I've
just
seen it
on a
before.
whim?
I mean, all the ones on this list that I would want to see, I saw in the theaters. So
I think maybe it has quite possibly the most horny villain of any Disney animation. So
Oh, okay.
Definitely sexually repressed. So
yeah,
and Demi Moore was Esmeralda, wasn't she?
yes,
She's definitely in one of the movies on this list. I know.
Mm-hmm.
So, all
It's
right.
a good movie. I like the singing gargoyles. They were cool.
Okay. So we got one for Hunchback of Notre Dame.
There you go.
Okay. Joe Gonzalez, what are you seeing?
it's tough because there's some movies that I really enjoy. Not Independence Day because that movie made me cry, so I'll never.
We all
watch
know
it
that.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad
So-
for the stupid people on top of the.
Yep, that's
building.
it. So never gonna watch that one again. But I think I'm gonna go with the Nutty Professor.
that's a good one.
Wow.
It's just not. It's not a movie. You're gonna see something similar nowadays. You know, the jokes and representations and things like that are very 1990s.
Yep.
And you
So
know,
funny,
it'd
though.
be just a bit of a nostalgia. I don't know if this one's ever gonna, pop up on network television or anything like that. So
What Joe is saying is he likes it better when you used to be able to make fun of fat people. So for those any out there watching.
not just fat people, all people for anything. But
Well, no, honestly, I mean,
if it's funny, it should be okay. If it's a joke. But
and at the end
I
of
know
end of the day, really, it's about him accepting himself for who he is.
for who he is, it has a really great message.
Right.
in the
Unfortunately,
ending, yeah, for
everyone,
sure.
like you said, everyone nowadays is going to just get stuck on that you're making fun of fat people. But
Right,
like the whole point is he gets to a spoiler alert. If you haven't watched it, he gets to a point where he realizes that he's good enough as he is. He doesn't have to become this other person.
Yes,
So,
yes. But
stop.
when Eddie when the guy says you have to put on your belt with a boomerang and does the motions, like that's a funny joke.
Right.
I don't see it as being mean. I think it's just funny. So
Don't watch anything else in that series, though. Just watch the Nutty Professor and ignore everything else they tried to make in that.
Yeah, I prefer being nice to people, but that's cool. Whatever.
That's not me. That's what I'm saying, though. I don't see it as being mean.
Speaking Moistly says Toy Story is the best on this list. While they may be true, the rules of this say it has to be in the top 10, and Toy Story is number 14 on this list, so it is
categorically
not eligible.
True.
But at 30, I was going to point it out too, Moistly, like 35 weeks in, and it's still 14. Like, so yes, obviously, they're doing something right. But
okay. So we have one for Hunchback of Notre Dame. We've got one for Nutty Professor. Two movies that I thought nobody was going to see on this list. Dooch, what are you going to see?
First, I do just want to pour one out for Multiplicity. Man, it premiered this weekend.
Not on this list in the
top
top 10, but okay.
I know it's a very funny movie. Michael Keaton, who is a comedy god, and I'm mostly surprised that in its first week that it couldn't crack the top 10. So, but Harriet the Spy made it up there.
Well, it doesn't say it's its first week, does it?
It doesn't have a last week ranking, so I usually assume that meant it was its first week.
Let me take a
It
look.
also made less than Kazam.
Right, like
yeah, it doesn't say 1 week in theaters though, like this. So I don't know. Maybe it's like an early showing.
Yeah, maybe it just had a limited release that week.
Yeah.
But anywho, on to the ones I am allowed to pick. Nutty Professor was actually tempting to me because that is a hilarious movie. But I never got to see Independence Day in theaters. I saw it for the first time on home video. So I've got to go see Independence Day. I got to see all that shit blow up on the big screen in front of me. So
Okay.
a very good movie. I watch that regularly. It still holds up.
When the idiots get killed on top of the building, did you cry?
Oh no, I thought it was fucking awesome.
I did too.
They got what they deserved.
Absolutely. Darwinism at its finest.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My favorite
I'm
part
the
of that
bad
movie
guy.
is when they use a Mac to upload a virus to alien technology.
Because all of our technology is derived from the spaceship that crashed in Area 51. So that's why it's compatible.
Good call out, dude. Good call out.
I
Okay.
I do like the movie though.
This one is
Tuppy
tough for me.
Steve.
You know, I tend to lean towards the kind of good movie experience, like the, you know, action and excitement and, you know, the surround sound, all this kind of stuff. So I'm probably not going to pick an animated film. I'm probably not going to pick one that they're making fun of fat people because that's just mean. So I'm probably going to go with something that is much more action packed and fun to watch. And I'm stuck between 3 movies here because Independence Day, great theater experience. I mean, just the ships and the explosions and like, man, that's cool. And then you've got The Rock is another one that's really good theater experience, excitement, action, and Sean Connery like at his finest. Like Sean Connery kills it in that role.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm gonna have to go Mission Impossible. Like you know, I don't know, something about that movie franchise and this being the first one and you know, Tom Cruise is really on top of his game and the whole music and like I could totally see myself just being fully enveloped in this movie and pulled in. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go Mission Impossible on this list. So
I
but
remember
good week. What's that?
For sure. I really thought more people were going to pick The Rock, honestly. But yeah, Mission Impossible. I just remember my mom was a huge fan of the television series.
Mm-hmm.
And then she saw the movie and she was really ticked off that they killed everybody in like the first 5 minutes, like the team, because that was obviously a big part of the original series. So yeah, I don't think she ever watched another one after that.
It's not something I expected to like, but I did. Like it was really good. But yeah, I mean, Independence Day, I definitely could have seen myself going to. The Rock, even Eraser, I think would have been fun to go to. So yeah, this is a pretty good list. So yeah, the rest of this going down, Kazam, I mean, come on. Multiplicity, great movie. I'm not a huge Jim Carrey fan, but Cable Guy, I think, was fairly popular.
It was.
I hate that movie.
I'm not a big fan of it.
It's definitely one of his low ones. I don't know if I've ever revisited it, to be honest. I think I watched it when it came out, and that was probably it. But it was definitely darker, so I'm sure I was too young to really get into it when it came out. It wasn't the typical Jim Carrey movie in '96.
Yeah, and then Toy Story 35 Weeks is, yeah, that's pretty good. It's hanging on there. So
I might have to watch that one these days. I've heard good things.
Now that's one, even though it's animated, if that was in the top 10, that would have been hard to not pick. But I'm pretty happy with Mission Impossible. In fact, I may actually go back and watch Mission Impossible this week because of this list. So let's see what the chat has to say. Let's see. We had Schmerber says Mission Impossible. Everything else is meh to me. Speaking Moistly says Independence Day, another movie I'm thinking said did not need a sequel.
Yeah.
Because they did have one and it was really bad and really late. And
I've never watched it. I watched the regular one at least once a year, the first one, and I'd never seen the sequel. There's been no.
You're not missing anything.
I'm sure.
Not missing anything.
Speaking Moistly also says Meg Ryan was all the rage in the 90s. Yeah,
Mhm.
I wasn't ever a huge Meg Ryan fan, but
She was there.
that's not true. Not true. I mean, she was pretty big. Let's see. Jeff says he's going to see The Rock.
Nice.
Rice Baby says Independence Day was dope in theaters. Yeah, that is
What's up, Dan? How you
true.
doing?
Speaking Wesley says, too bad the aliens did not have Norton antivirus.
Thank God.
Oh. And then Rice Baby says, if Nicolas Cage wasn't in The Rock, it would have won for me. I think he does pretty well in that movie. This is kind of that mid 90s time period is like ultra Nick Cage, you know, between this and Con Air and Face Off, and like this is like prime Nicolas Cage at his peak. And I think this movie may be one of, if not his best. And like I said, Sean Connery steals the show though. And just, I don't know what it is, but something about those like little green orbs that's like, you know, the virus or whatever. I love those little green orbs. Like I was like, I don't know, like I just want to like throw those around or something. they were really cool looking. And the way they like pull them out and they're like clanking against each other and like this could kill everybody. Clank, 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 clank as they're pulling it out. Anyway. Cool. Yeah. I do want to go to the next week though, just to see what happened with Multiplicity. See what it says there. It's not on the list for the next week. This is, oh no, I went to the wrong week. June,
July 19th. Okay, so this was its first full week.
Technically the first full week, and it ended up
well,
6th. So
it's not a week when it's only been out for 3 days.
That's what we're saying.
Well, gotcha. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, okay. I mean, ended up
that makes more sense. I just couldn't see how a Michael Keaton comedy in 96 did not crack the top 10, but that explains it.
Yeah. Let me, I thought this, didn't it say, oh yeah, here it is, the theaters. Yeah. 2,134 theaters. So that's pretty good. Like that's in line with some of the bigger ones. So yeah, I mean, I love Keaton. I think he is hilarious, and that movie is fantastic. So,
oh yeah, for sure.
Cool. Let me close that out, and next we are on to the primary objective.
What are we doing?
This is all you, man.
Oh, cool.
Yep, you're in the driver's seat.
Let's do this. So we're back again here. We're gonna do another. It's not a choose your own adventure book because apparently Superpowers did not want to pay that licensing. But we're gonna do a WhichWay Superpowers book,
which is basically the same thing.
It's the same thing. It's a choose your own adventure, just without the without paying for that. So we will bring it up here.
I'm interested to see how this goes, because if it goes well, I may actually buy this book. So
now, Curtis, I know when we were talking Choose Your Own Adventure before, you said you had a Batman one.
This may be the one. I thought it was a different one, but then when I looked at it, and I even had bought it, it wasn't a Choose Your Adventure book. So I may have been thinking about this one.
Yeah. I can see you calling it a Choose Your Own Adventure, even if
I didn't
WhichWay on it, because everyone knows what it's supposed to be.
I just knew there was like where you had to make a decision, and then it made you flip a bunch of pages, and then it told you something, and kind of go from there. So this might have been it.
Yeah. So we got the Superpowers WhichWay Batman, the Doomsday Prophecy,
and I gotta say, like as a kid. Like this look of Batman, like the gray and blue with the black shadows and stuff, and even that logo, that like Adam Westy kind of logo, like this is premium Batman right here. Like as a kid, you can slap this on anything, and I'm getting it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this is the Batman. When I was a kid, this is what I pictured as Batman.
Yeah.
So, it never seems to translate well to movie screens, though. But in the comics, it looks amazing.
I would love an up-to-date live-action Batman that we got in the blue and gray. I think that would be so freaking cool.
They did it.
I don't think we
Flash
ever
movie, and it
will.
looked like shit.
So what?
They did it in the Flash movie, and it looked like shit. So
did they?
In the opening,
And BVS.
he's got the gray and the blue when they're juggling the babies outside the hospital. So
okay.
Yeah. The what's his name?
Affleck
Batman, yeah.
Gotcha. I'll have to go back and look at that. I guess I didn't notice.
Yep. So for those of you who weren't here for our first Choose Your Own Adventure, we're going to go through, we're going to read it through, we're going to make the decisions. We need your help in the chat, because if we come up at a deadlock on which way to go, we're going to go to chat, and you guys are going to decide ultimately where we go. So
awesome.
I
hope when you go into it that it blows it up a little bit.
I'm trying. I can't use the same reader I did before, and like there's where I'm borrowing from. There's different versions that you can borrow, and this one won't let me use the good reader.
The screen that it's on, can you shrink it this way, and maybe that'll?
I can try.
That may blow it up that way a little bit. Sometimes when I do that, it does. I don't know if that will.
Just kind of.
There we go.
There we go.
Now we're talking.
Let's
okay.
See what we can do. Let's see what it looks like though when I flip. Can I flip the page now?
I don't know.
There we go. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, still can't see it, but that's all right.
It's better than it was.
Yeah.
Blow up your screen.
Huh?
Like
Chris,
with dynamite?
Make your show. Yes.
Oh, good call. Good call. Yeah. Because I was trying to look at the comments. Yeah, that's way better. Sweet.
You good with that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we got.
Wait a minute. Look at this on the side. They got a Superman and a Supergirl one.
That's what I was gonna say. So yeah, and that's kind of why I feel like this is the Batman you had, because this is the only WhichWay Batman I could find. But there is a Superman, the Man of Steel, and Supergirl, the Girl of Steel. Which is interesting that Batman gets the Doomsday Prophecy and the other two are just their nicknames.
I know you said superpowers before, but it actually is branded with that superpowers logo. That's cool.
Yep. So this was written by Richard Wenk and illustrated by Jose Delbo, and this was published in 1986.
All right.
Attention! Superpowers WhichWay books must be read in a special way. Do not read the pages in order. If you do,
it'll be really weird.
The story will make no sense at all. Instead, follow directions at the bottom of each page until you come to an ending. Only then should you return to the beginning and start over again, making different choices this time. In this book, you make the decisions for Batman. Some of your choices might lead to victory for the Caped Crusader, others to defeat or doom. Of course, Batman would always make the correct choices to defeat the villains and save the day. But here, you control the Caped Crusader. His fate is in your hands. Good luck.
So basically, they just said that Batman's awesome and we suck.
Yes.
Yeah, and if Batman dies, it's because we screwed up.
Yeah, because we're done.
I am super excited for this. I just got to say. Okay.
And we got pictures, too. So.
Ooh, nice.
What? Cries Batman, nearly crashing his Batmobile. He has been speeding toward the dark streets of Gotham on his way to police headquarters when the familiar bat signal suddenly changed into a grinning skull. Someone has tampered with the searchlight, thinks Batman. But why turn the bat silhouette into a death's head? It must be a warning or a trap. Batman's next move could be critical. A wrong decision might mean his doom. If Batman drives straight to police headquarters, turn to page 17. If he radios Commissioner Gordon from the Batmobile, turn to page 26. If he plays it safe and uses a public phone, turn to page 3. For our younger listeners, they used to have like pay phones that you could use. For more information on the bat signal, turn to page 119.
All right. I mean, he's definitely not using a public phone, so I think it's got to be one or two.
And we know about the bat signal, so I would say,
Yeah, I think it's one or two, and I would say probably I'm leaning towards two. What do you guys think?
you want him to radio Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Joe.
It's Batman. I think he's gonna go investigate. I say one. I know it's superpowers and not the later versions of Batman, but I still see him just charging in to see who's messing with his props.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he would want to get as much information while he's on the way. Like, I still think he heads there. Like, he's not making a detour, but I think he radios the commissioner along the way. But I see what you're saying.
Jesse?
Calling Commissioner Gordon from the Batmobile.
So 26.
Yeah, we'll go with that. 26. Nope. 20. One more. Commissioner Gordon's deep voice comes crackling over the Batmobile radio. Yes, we know about the bat signal, he says. My men are working on repairing it right now. But there's more urgent business. You are scheduled to be in Washington, D.C. tomorrow for the July 4th celebration. You'd better get started right away. Your country calls. If Batman is suspicious and goes to talk in person with the commissioner, turn to page 63. If he takes the bat plane to Washington, turn to page 49. Joe, we'll start with you this time.
I mean, it's obviously the wrong answer, but like, I'm super curious what happens if he goes to Washington. So my vote's for going to Washington. I want to see what happens.
and don't forget, chat, go ahead and drop your thoughts on this too in the chat there. That way, in case we're at a tie, you guys were already ready. So we got one with him, Mr. Batman going to Washington. Jesse, what do you think?
I don't want anyone to go to Washington, so he's going to investigate.
I gotta side with you. I am definitely curious about Washington, but I also feel like it would be a mistake. So I'm definitely suspicious. I want to go talk with the commish.
Plus,
Curtis.
that much suit, that dark of a uniform in DC in July, no. That's a bad idea. A lot of chafing.
Yeah, I think it's just a weird ass response from Commissioner Gordon. Like, oh yeah, it's there's a problem with the bat signal. It just happens to be putting a skull out there. We're working on it. We got some technicians, but by the way, you're supposed to be getting as far away from here as possible.
Right.
Like, yeah, no, I'm going to check that out.
All right.
You know what that conversation is to me? We're fine here. We're all fine here. How are you?
How are you?
Yes, exactly.
63. There was something odd about the commissioner's voice, thinks Batman after shutting off the radio. It sounded somehow mechanical. Within minutes, Batman arrives at the commissioner's office to find a very upset Sergeant Bullock. The commissioner's
He drives to the where? Commissioner's what?
office.
Oh, I thought you said house. I was like, why did he go to his house? Sorry,
No.
continue.
Office. Upset Sergeant Bullock. The commissioner's been kidnapped, he cries, and we have no clues. But Batman examines an electric clock on the floor that Bullock missed. It broke when it fell, and the time recorded is 5 minutes before Batman spoke to the commissioner by radio. Gordon must have knocked this over, thinks Batman, to warn me the voice wasn't his. Even though we didn't hear it till we got here. If Batman checks out the police switchboard, turn to page 105. If he rushes to the Gotham transmission tower, turn to page 68. Jesse, you're kicking off these odd choices based
I don't know, I
on
feel like
very
Batman's
little clues.
just jumping to conclusions here.
He's throwing darts at the wall. Just fuck it, I got nothing else.
Like, what kind of electric clock stops because it fell on the floor?
I think he thinks it was broke on purpose.
Maybe it had a battery in it that popped out.
How did Bullock become sergeant, but he doesn't know? Hey, we got no clues. What's that broken thing on the floor? Huh, I didn't see that there in the middle.
I thought he normally has that there.
Weird.
He should
are
be
my
in
choices?
Washington this whole time. So
Go to
Yeah.
the switchboard or go to the transmission tower.
Yeah, police switchboard or the Gotham transmission tower.
Batman's driving too fast. If he got from outside of the city to Commissioner Gordon's office in a couple of minutes,
It's the Batmobile.
he needs to slow down
Rocket
and
car.
obey traffic laws. I'm going with tower.
Okay. I think we need to. I think we should check out this building first. So I'm saying the switchboard.
Okay, so first off, when you first pulled this up, I thought we were on 62 and we fucked up and it was the end. So I was like, oh boy, we made a mistake. But
I went to Washington.
yeah, we're on 63. So with this, I'm guessing if they're saying switchboard or transmission tower, if it's switchboard, I guess maybe Batman's assuming that the bad guy or whatever like somehow intercepted the call that he was calling Commissioner. And if it's transmission tower, I guess he's thinking maybe he sent a signal. I don't know what he's thinking.
I think either way, it's Batman thinks that his call was hijacked. It's do we check out the switchboard in the police building or do we go to like the cell tower? Like where do we think that they intercepted the transmission?
I mean, he's already in the police station, so it would, I guess, make more sense to at least eliminate that as an option before driving somewhere else. So
I mean, he's going to get there in less than minutes. So.
Yeah, well, that's true. I would say switchboard.
Okay, Joe.
It's only been 10 minutes, so Batman drives that fast, but I don't know if a villain will.
Yeah.
None of this makes any sense. Switchboard.
All right, we're going to switchboard 105. Nope. Oh, yeah, there we go. Batman rushes to the police switchboard in the dispatch room. See, he rushes everywhere. A quick search turns up a tiny computer concealed behind the switchboard. It is ingeniously wired to the transmitter and programmed with a vocal composite to sound just like Commissioner Gordon. As Batman examines it, suddenly it speaks. It doesn't take a trunk call to find me, Batman. Does the cryptic message have a meaning? Batman has a feeling he'd better act fast. This sounds like the Riddler. If Batman runs back to the Batmobile and tries to solve the riddle, turn to page 96. If he rushes up to the rooftop, turn to page 110. For more information on the Riddler, turn to page 118.
Why does he need to run to his car to solve the riddle?
Maybe he's got a portable bat computer. Again, this is like superpowers era, so you got to think it's like that old, like I've got to consult the bat computer.
Well, they're also trying to sell toys, so they're probably trying to sell the Batmobile.
Right.
Yeah. Is the trunk call like butt dialing someone?
I don't know what a trunk call is. That's
yeah. I want it's mine to start off with, but I'm going to say run back to the Batmobile. Number one, because I want to try and solve the riddle, and number two, because it says trunk call, and there's a trunk in your car, so that's what I'm going with. Curtis, are you looking up what a trunk call is?
Yeah, it's a long distance telephone call made within the same country.
So he's saying he's closer than he thinks, like he doesn't have to go far.
That's
what, and maybe that's why he's thinking run up to the roof, because the bat signal was on the roof. That's where the bat
signal is.
Yeah. I already gave my answer, but yeah, good talking about it.
Man,
I like riddles.
Yeah, I'm thinking go to the roof. Once again, you're already in the station. The roof is where the signal is. That's what's shooting the thing in the sky. Now you could be running into a trap because obviously the signal is pulling you into that location to begin with. But yeah, I'm gonna say rooftop.
Joe, down to you.
I'm just not understanding why he needs to run to the Batmobile for anything. So I'm gonna say the roof just because.
You're still mad that he didn't take the bat plane to Washington, so you're like, I'm not getting in any vehicle now.
I am still upset about that. But Yeah, the message, the original fake message from Gordon said that, officers were looking into what was wrong with the bat signal, but obviously that didn't happen because no one knew what was going on. Bullock is obviously incompetent because he didn't figure out that the clock was stopped 10 minutes before. He probably never thought to send someone to the roof. I'm going with rooftop.
Okay. Jesse?
Logic.
I don't know.
Jesse
This page
hates it.
starts. This page starts with Batman rushing to the police switchboard. So let's. What's the one where he rushes up to the rooftop? Let's
All
just
right, we're rushing it. Batman's just rushing.
play with the words.
So we're going to 110. Dan Rice wanted us to go to 118 because that's his birthday. So 110. I like the logic, Dan. Batman swings to the rooftop and hides in the shadows beneath the malfunctioning bat signal. There he sees the Riddler looking down with a pair of binoculars and standing before a detonator. With a toss of the Batarang, the Cape Crusader clobbers the Riddler from behind. His cape swooping behind him, Batman grabs and disconnects the detonator and puts the Riddler's wrists in bat cuffs. It was true that it didn't take a trunk call to find you, Riddler. If I checked the Batmobile's trunk, you'd have set off a bomb hidden in it, intones Batman. The real clue to your hiding place was that sabotaged bat signal. Once I rescue Gordon, you'll be telling punchlines to the other prisoners. The end.
Wow. Okay.
Hey, we nailed
Wait,
it.
so we got it right, but I feel so unsatisfied.
Right? Isn't it? I was about to say, it's so much better when we get it wrong and we die in a volcano.
Like whatever was on the, I was
Right.
reading the previous page on the last before you flipped,
Right.
and it talks about Batman like driving the Batmobile into the torpedo tube of a fake whale and like stepping into a cage, and I'm like, what? How did he get into a fake whale with a torpedo tube?
The fake whales in
probably a
Washington.
totally different adventure though, because I mean, there's 100 and some pages on there. There's got to be more than one start to this, right? Like it doesn't
If he had-
all
No,
If he
it's
had
all the
gone to
same
Washington,
start.
It would have been a completely different adventure.
really.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
You always start at page 1. Yes. There is no different starting page. So,
Okay, go back to page 1.
But we did have a
there's
lot
no
of
way you get
options.
100 and something options because we only went through what 3 or 4 options.
but some of them, like that first one had like 4 options on it, remember? Was it the first one? Yeah. So, yeah. Well, one was information on the bat signal, but
Go to page 2.
We had. Why would I go to page 2?
Let's see what's on page 2.
That's just like I said, just random. So yeah, so you
Oh.
always start from this point. So there's, and I'm curious. I'm assuming these like 118, 119s are just like info pages, and they'll
Right. It
just send
seems like
you
an
back.
index or something.
Yeah, but let's take a look. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a fact file.
That's actually kind of cool though. I like that.
Right. Oh yeah, it's especially if maybe it's a character you're not familiar with, but
I love how this older version of the Joker has like a pilgrim collar.
oh yeah.
I like that on that fact file thing, it had characters on there that they did not sell in the superpowers line. Like they got Two-Face on there. That was not a character in the superpowers.
Really?
Like
Why does Green Lantern look so smug?
Joker is, Riddler was, and they had Penguin, but Two-Face was not a superpower character.
You got the
Ooh,
you got the
The
utility
bat
belt,
abs.
the bat
Oh, it's the
signal.
There's just Batman's abs. Here you go, children. Lust over these.
He does sit.
I just don't understand
Like
how you
the
could do
hero.
100 some pages off of those first 4 options. Like that.
So you
doesn't-
got you got 3 starting points, and then you have multiple spanning from there. Somebody's super let. Is that Dan again? He's super let down that the Batmobile never lost a wheel.
Mm.
Well, it was a 4th of July story, so
Excuse me.
we're a couple
Well,
months out from now.
Let's do it. I mean, that didn't take that long. Let's try another one.
Yeah, you
where
want to
he-
run through again? We
Yeah,
can.
let's have him go straight to police headquarters instead of radio and the commissioner.
Oh,
Let's
Or
see
do you
where
wanna
that
use
takes
the
I think you
public
should
phone.
use a public phone. Let's
us.
do one
Okay.
where
Let's do the things that we shouldn't do. Let's
Yeah,
do the
that's what I'm
opposite.
saying.
Okay. All right, he's going to use a public phone.
Public phone? Jesse,
Yeah.
you give a public phone?
yeah.
Suspecting a wiretap on his phone, Batman slams on the brake and rushes. He always rushes. Dude, calm down.
Very much.
Rushes to the nearest payphone. He muses, dialing the phone. This street's unusually deserted. Suddenly hears the Batmobile taking off.
Holy
With a
cow.
loud twang, the phone booth door locks shut. There is a hissing sound, and the booth begins to fill with white smoke. Poison gas, gasps Batman. Only enough air left for one stunt. If Batman kicks out the glass door, turn to page 24. If he pulls himself above the rising gas, turn to page 16. I'm hoping he carried... he's got change in one pouch, Dan. Joe, go ahead, kick us off.
That whoever trapped him here knew exactly what payphone he was going to use.
Maybe it was just really lucky.
Yeah.
Where, like,
Maybe the trap was for somebody else.
But then, like, Batman wandered in there.
It's a new villain called the Luckster.
Yeah.
Batman left the keys in it. And
Are we back? Is this me?
In the one movie trap?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. I think that it would be. You probably should say he kicks the glass out, but because of that, I'm gonna go. He pulls himself above the rising gas. So,
Joe?
Yeah, that's not how gas works. So I'm going to agree with Curtis. Pull himself above the rising gas.
Jesse?
I feel like Batman would not break public property.
Even to save his own life.
Yeah, he definitely never has collateral damage.
Not this Batman.
Right.
This is an Affleck Batman where he's just
Right.
murdering everybody that moves in front of his car.
This one just rushes everywhere. He's just in a hurry.
He does a pull up.
Yeah, Dan, we're doing the pull up for you, buddy. Here we go. 16. Oh God, that's good. No, too far. Too low.
Please let it be like one sentence and the end.
Climbing up on the narrow steel ledge in the phone
What?
booth, Batman is momentarily above the gas. Now, if I can just punch out this metal panel at the top, locking his fingers together on his head to cushion the blow. What? Locking his fingers together on his head
So he
to
head
cushion
butted
the
it.
blow. Okay. That seemed like a terrible idea.
He ram
What the actual fuck? How was
Batman-
that choice?
I'm 100%
So good.
buying this book.
Batman springs straight up. His muscular body collides like a missile with the top of the phone booth and pops the lid right off. Taking a deep gulp
Wow.
of fresh air, Batman does 2 complete somersaults
Wow, two.
and makes a perfect landing in the front seat of the Batmobile just as it is turning to speed
Didn't it
off.
already drive away?
That's why he had to do 2 somersaults.
Okay.
All right, if you thought the priest from Hunchback of Notre Dame was horny, whoever's writing this is ridiculous.
The
Yeah.
Batman, shouts the astonished driver, slamming on the brakes. You mean this really is the Batmobile? Turn to page 8.
So
make a
basically,
choice,
somebody
it just
was
happens.
in the Batmobile taking it for a cruise. Okay.
The driver is a teenager who explains that a mysterious stranger gave him $10 to drive this fake Batmobile away
That
as
was
a
more
joke.
money in 96.
You want to look up the conversion rate on that? $10.86 is how much today?
$12 now.
Yeah, okay. That doesn't seem right. You've been the victim of a hoax, says Batman, motioning the lad out and sliding behind the wheel. Leaving the bewildered teen far behind, Batman speeds off. There's only one person who would dupe that kid and try to poison me, all as a joke. That crafty contriver of crimes must be out of jail again. The Joker. Suddenly, Batman sees a large red sign on the road ahead. It reads Detour Construction. For those I know, your younger generation, they used to do lots of construction. They'd send you on detours. Strange, thinks Batman. This road shouldn't be under construction.
He knows that, but he doesn't know Joker's out of jail.
I think it's interesting. Like, he did this amazing jump out of the phone booth, but he even did a larger jump here when he jumped to conclusions that the Joker put this kid up to it. Like, he doesn't even ask, like, hey, by the way, the guy that told you to do this, did he look like a clown? Like, no questions of the kid, just leaves him behind and is like, this is definitely 100% the Joker. Let's go.
And for those interested, mainly me, $10.86 is worth $28.66 today.
I would totally steal a car for $28.66.
But it will still buy you less than it would back then.
So if Batman takes the detour, we're going to go to page 2. If he gets out to investigate, we're going to turn to page 31.
I think we're at Joe first.
Me? Okay. Get out to investigate. He's like, wow, this road did need to be repaired.
Look at those potholes.
This isn't fake at all. This road looks like crap.
Jesse?
I don't know what the dumbest choice here is. I feel like
there's no smart choice.
Whatever. You'll get out and investigate.
That sounds like a horrible idea. We should definitely drive down this detour. That's clearly a trap.
Yeah, I'm saying go down to the trap detour. So we're split.
Chat, we need your help.
Detour or investigate.
Yep, detour or get out. I still feel we're safer in the Batmobile. Yeah, $28. Yep, 3 gallons of gas for $28 nowadays. Batman would not be rushing anywhere.
All the rushing he
electric
did with
Batmobile.
Yeah, he shouldn't be rushing. This is supposed to be the world's greatest detective. He should be slowing down and just think this out a little bit. Look at some clues. Ask some questions.
He's a rushy. All right, Dan, you helped us out. He says we should investigate. So we're going to roll.
Oh, you know what? We already saw page 2 and we know that ends with us being stupid. So, because I asked you to go to that to see if it started a different story.
Was it an ending?
Yeah, it was an ending.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Nice catch there, Curtis.
Thanks, Mark.
No.
We're going to investigate. Not
because it's the dumb choice.
It is a dumb choice. They're both dumb choices. Not too clever, Batman, roars the Joker as Batman. Wait, what? I'm on the wrong
you're on
page.
31.
Batman leaves the Batmobile to investigate. On the door of the construction shed is a stenciled sign, Gotham Destruction Company. That should read construction, thinks Batman with a frown.
Good catch.
World's greatest detective. These are pretty grim jokes. First, the skull on the bat signal, and now this sign. They add up to death and destruction. Should Batman take this warning seriously and return to the Batmobile? Or should he call the Joker's bluff and go into the shed? So we have another chance of going to the detour, which would take us to page 2, or we can enter the shed with 22. Since we know 2's an ending, I'm assuming we want the shed.
Yes, it's the dumb choice. It's the dumb choice. Go into the shed.
Dan feels like this story is going to end with brain saving Inspector Gadget. Quite possible.
I have an aneurysm by the time this is over.
Batman opens the door, and with a thud, he is knocked unconscious.
Ooh.
When he comes to, his hands and feet are bound, and the Joker is standing over him. He holds a strange-looking metal helmet with a switch on either side. One side reads enlarge, and the other reads reduce. Just a little gadget I stole from the Gotham Institute of Technology. Good old GIT.
It would have been funnier if it was a belt.
Oh. Ooh, I'm about to reach the zenith of zaniness. How would you like to shrink, Batman? As Batman struggles to break free, the Joker places the helmet on his head and throws the reduce switch. Turn to page 11. Got a pretty mouth. There's a bright flash of light and a loud piercing noise, and suddenly Batman is only 2 inches tall. Isn't this a great practical joke? Booms the Barnum of buffoonery. I've outwitted
Turnip
you with
of
wit.
charcuterie?
Ha ha. Suddenly he opens a cloth sack and out springs a common house cat, and Batman is the exact size of a mouse. Oops, chuckles the Joker. I'm afraid I've let the cat out of the bag.
Bravo. Bravo.
If Batman tries to outrun the cat, turn to page 46. If he crawls under the metal helmet on the floor, turn to page 30. Jesse, it's you.
I don't know.
Jesse, give it up.
Jesse does not like to choose your adventures.
He'd rather be doing a Mortal Kombat style.
If Batman was fighting a cat in a Mortal Kombat arena, would he outrun him or would he go under a helmet on the floor?
Well, he's not going to outrun him because the arena's only like, the size of your TV screen, so there's nowhere to go. So under the helmet.
See? I think he's going to try and outrun him because that's a stupid idea. So I'm going with the stupid idea.
Stupid.
I'm going with outrun as well.
Joe?
Yeah, I think that's too stupid. Run under the helmet. That seems like a choice that won't end it on the next page. So.
What,
You're saying which one?
The run under the helmet.
Okay.
Okay, so
go
we're
to the
split.
chat, and we got 2 and 2.
What we get?
Dan
Under
said,
the helmet or
skate
run away?
All right, we're running away. Page 46.
Yep.
Maybe. No, one more.
This could be like a whole show. Like
my
just
God.
do these.
Batman races for the open door, stops short and ducks. The surprised cat leaps right over him and out the door. Batman spins around and shoves the door with all his might, slamming it shut. Very good, little Batman, laughs the Joker in delight. I like you this size. You're a lot more fun. Oh, God, what's he going to do to him? The Joker reaches down so suddenly that Batman doesn't have time to dodge. He grabs Batman's cape and swings the tiny crime fighter around his head. I hope you can fly like the other little bats. If Batman unfastens his cape, turn to page 21. If he uses one of the batarangs in his utility belt, turn to page 32. And then we can read about the utility belt on page 119. I'm never going to pass up the chance to throw a batarang. Like, let's go.
I would say throwing the batarang probably makes the most sense. Because if he's flinging them around by his cape and he just unfastens his cape, he's going to go flying. So that's a stupid choice. So I'm going to choose that one. He unfastens his cape.
Yeah, I'm with Curtis on that one. He's going to go flying and not have his cape. So, yeah, totally unfastened.
I think there's a part of Curtis that hopes that this leads to a whole sequence of events where Batman gets more and more undressed. But
Well, I love how we started this with Curtis like really analyzing the decisions.
And now it's like, what's stupid?
Well, that's what we said
And
we were
first
doing
of
on
all-
this one.
Yeah.
I just want to say the proportion on this artwork is garbage. Like Batman's supposed to be 2 inches tall. That is the giant ass mouse. Or Joker's a lot smaller than I thought
think
he
it's
was.
I always thought Joker was pretty short. Like,
the
Batman
proportions
Not
may be
dodges
off.
short
a
enough
house
that
cat.
the 2-inch Batman. No,
The proportions
cat,
may be off, but I love this art. I think it's cool.
No, the artwork
Batman
is great.
dodges a house cat, and then the Joker just bends down and picks him up.
yes.
I want to say, I'm going to say if he's twirling around like a cape, the superpowers cape would have popped right off of Batman's neck. So,
That's true.
So you're
I don't know
going
why
cape?
this is making me unnecessarily angry. Yes, cape comes off.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's making you so angry.
I
but
don't know.
I'm kind of aroused by it. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, God. Screw you.
Most things arouse me, though, so. As he is being swung around, Batman has spied a pile of old rags in one corner of the shed. With a perfect estimate of his trajectory, he unfastens his cape, sails free into the air, executes one precise somersault, and dives safely into the pile of rags. They break his fall like a dozen soft mattresses. The trouble is the rags are soaked with turpentine. Cough, cough. If I don't think fast, chokes Batman, I'll suffocate. If Batman struggles down to the bottom of the rag pile, turn to page 39. If he uses his utility belt, turn to page 9. This is back to you, Curtis.
I mean, the stupid choice is to struggle down to the bottom of the rag pile, so that's where I'm going. He continues to go through the rags of turpentine.
Oh.
I think turpentine actually smells pretty good. So yeah, same. Struggle on down, Daddy.
He's turning Batman into a huffer.
Yeah, hell yeah. He's not going to give a shit about the Joker by the time he gets to the bottom.
I'm sorry.
He crawls through the rags.
I still want to use the utility belt, but I'm clearly outvoted. So we're gonna go huff some turpentine on page 39. Oh God!
Oh.
Batman works his way down through the rags to the floor of the shed, which is made of wooden planks. He drops through a knothole to the world outside and comes face to face with the cat. The last thing Batman sees before the huge beast pounces is the giant eye of the Joker peering through the knothole in the floor above. What a way to go, eh, Batman? To end up as just an insignificant bit of batnip. Ha 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 ha. The end.
Yeah, that one was better. It for a while there, I was starting to feel like okay, we're picking all the dumb choices and he's succeeding,
Right?
Which made me feel like maybe I was the dumb one for thinking that those.
I
were
thought
the dumb
maybe like
choices.
all of the choices were just going to end up with him being victorious.
Well, we know that's not true
yeah.
because we saw some of the pages that
Right.
It didn't end successfully. It was, and that's what made me doubt myself. I was like,
It is
all the
definitely one of
things
those
that I
where-
was sure were the dumb choices were just.
I did like in
working
that
out.
last picture too. He had no cape. That was awesome.
Right, because that's the path you followed there. So I'm with you though, Kurt. It's definitely one of those when I'm reading these where I am sitting there too, like, how do you get to all the pages? Like it
Yeah.
I understand like each page is a multitude of other, pathways, but it still doesn't feel like enough to get to everything.
Well, I think because the first one we did was like very streamlined. It was like 4 choices done.
yeah, we were freaking perfect.
This one was the second one was like back and forth, and yeah.
Yeah, we took the Riddler down like that. He was nothing then. Unfortunately, the cat got our tongue. And the
Well,
rest
this
of
was
us.
written before.
Well, the
Google,
cat was
so
out
we
of the
weren't
bag,
Supposed to know
so-
what his riddle was. Yeah.
True.
But you would have known what a trunk call was back then.
I was around back then, and I didn't know
No,
what a trunk
I would have
call was.
never.
I was around back then. I had no idea what a trunk
No
call was.
idea.
I
never
would have gone
heard
to the
that.
Batmobile just because it said trunk in it, and apparently I would have blown up. So, yeah.
See, and there's also maybe I know it's a kid's book, but there's not always enough information like what you pick. Like he's like rush to the Batmobile. I didn't even know the Batmobile had a trunk. Isn't there like a rocket in the back of it so he can drive everywhere in like 3 minutes?
He still needs someplace to put his groceries. Come on, man.
That's what Alfred does. Yeah. Batman doesn't need a trunk.
Yeah, Batman doesn't go.
Alfred hides in the trunk?
In the trunk call.
Lightning round.
Was the lightning round already? It feels like there was something else.
That's it. Lightning round. With sound effects.
Yay! I was just curious if the Superpowers Batmobile toy had a trunk or not. I was trying to see if I could.
I don't know, but I think that was fun. It just because it was way more complex than what I expected.
It did have a big hook that came out the back though and grabbed bad guys.
Is that it? Yeah, it doesn't look like the trunk open. It's got like a ram that pops out of the front.
The one that Joe's thinking about with the rocket is the Adam West one, like the black one.
Yeah.
That
Well, Adam, what
Superpowers.
the animated
the
series
Superpowers
had the
one was the blue
rocket.
one, yeah.
All right. Lightning round.
See, Alfred had a Celica. Yeah, that's totally where I thought that the commissioner was going to be.
Alfred had
Alfred
the
Celica.
One of those big old timey bicycles with the one big wheel in front. Ugh, poor Jesse. Jesse, why? Before we get into lightning round, I'm just curious. Why do choose your own adventures hurt your head so much?
Well, that and he doesn't like the Mortal Kombat. I'm starting to question why Jesse even comes to OffWorld.
Like, when I'm here.
Yeah, do you like
everything I come up with? He hates.
That's not true. OffWorld was your baby. It was your original thing. And
that was all of our babies. Me, you, and Sean. We all put our.
You started
seed
it and asked
this.
me to come on. So
yeah, and once you came, we all put our seed into it, and we grew this wonderful OffWorld. So,
yeah, I mean, this is Jesse. This is all of our ugly baby. You can't just blame Dooch for this.
No.
What?
Yeah.
No.
But honestly, Jesse, it wasn't. I wasn't trying to like. I was generally curious, like, what is it that you struggle with?
I don't know. They're dumb.
Okay.
Like the Jurassic Park ripoff one.
Yeah.
Like everyone in that book should be sterilized for life if they made it off the island.
Which we didn't. We blew up in the volcano.
Not. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean in any of the versions of that story. Fucking Todd.
Fucking Todd.
See, that's what I love about them. They're just so stupid. It's like you gotta roll with it.
I don't know. I can't explain it. It's like mayonnaise and potatoes.
I want to do WhichWay Superman next time.
I like it. All right. So for lightning round, we'll go. Curtis will start the first round off. Joe will start the second, and Jesse will start the third.
All right.
So for the first one, I'm actually going to take something from that we do at our dinner table every day.
Oh.
And I would like to know, what was your guys' high moment of the day?
Ooh.
So just the moment from today, just what was your high point of the day? What was your greatest memory from today that occurred?
That is a good question, and I don't know the answer. I don't know. I'm gonna have to pass. You have to come back to me. I gotta think about this for a second.
Joe?
Yeah, so I work today. It's been triple digit heat. I work outside all week, up around 107, 108 degrees. Been miserable. Got home, grabbed something to eat real quick, grabbed a shower. The high point of my day was the OffWorld theme hitting.
Okay.
And knowing that for the next 2 hours, I'm going to hang out with my friends and have a good time, and hopefully entertain the chat. So that was the high point of my day was that theme hitting, knowing we're about to do something fun after a miserable day of sweating to death at work.
I like it. Jesse?
I can't say what Joe said.
Why not? It's your high point.
I had a piece of Danish.
Cherry?
Strawberry.
Ooh, even better.
Lightning round.
Am I supposed to elaborate more? That was it.
I wasn't sure if you were froze or if you were going to elaborate more, but yeah, you're good. Mine's actually kind of in the same vein, and there's no reason, Jesse, you can't have the same high point as Joe. Like it's a personal thing. So, but we talked about a little bit at top of show, but to reiterate, like the conversation Curtis and I had about number one, just getting back to podcasting, because I obviously haven't been here each and every Friday night. Shocker. And then Curtis and I, we weren't able to hook up for a couple weeks on Legends either. So number one, just getting back into podcasting today, but especially the Ties That Bind episode that we did was very, not only was it a good discussion, but it was also kind of very therapeutic and led me down, even if I didn't discuss everything on the show that I was thinking, but like it led to some stuff in my own head to think about personally. So like it was a very therapeutic, cathartic episode for me. So, but that was definitely my high point of the day, was kind of getting back into the saddle and experiencing more emotions than I thought I would. So,
yeah, I was actually, after Joe went, I kind of thought the same thing. Like the talking to MYP earlier was just a lot of fun. I mean, it signified it was the end of my workday, and then B, it was just fun to kind of geek out about a couple MYP episodes, the way that we're watching it and like really breaking down all the details and looking at it, and then hearing the different perspective, like how I saw it versus how you saw it based on our own personal experiences and stuff, growing up and as adults. It was definitely a lot of fun. So yeah, I would agree with that one.
Very nice. All right. Next up, this is one that's kind of been brought on by my daughter, as I've been realizing that they're making a lot of movies that we grew up with into musicals now. Like she was showing me that there's like a Heathers musical and there's a Back to the Future musical. And I know it's definitely past your guys' time, but Mean Girls just came out with a musical. So my question is, what movie that you loved growing up would you want to see as a musical?
Ooh. Geez, lightning round. I don't know about growing up, but I think
just an impactful.
I think Hamlet would be a fun musical.
Okay. I could definitely see that.
Joe grew up in Shakespeare times, just
right.
If anybody was wondering. Yeah.
He is a vampire, so.
Yeah.
Jesse?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. I wanted to sing, but I thought better of it.
Oh, I'd be all down.
Alas, poor Yorick, I knew him, Horatio. I think it would just be fun.
Why do we not have Joe sing on this show? Whoa,
I don't know.
We're discovering some talents here.
No, that's it.
Jesse.
Go ahead, Jesse. Get me off the hook.
I don't. I like musicals, but I don't have an answer for this. Big, if I have to pick something.
Oh, that could be fun.
But
all right.
No. I don't like this trend.
Okay, fair enough. Dan Rice just did throw out Beastmaster the musical. That could be fun. I'd have to go The Land Before Time, especially like in the vein of the Lion King, musical Broadway show. Like I think that could be a lot of fun.
Was there singing in that movie originally?
No.
No. Oh.
Nope. But you could definitely do it and then have some of the cool costumes and everything like they did with the Lion King. Like I was saying, I'm picturing it in that kind of vein of
like
musical.
a Broadway. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Curtis?
There's a couple. The movie I'm thinking about has a couple good songs in it, and I think it would be kind of interesting to have an entire musical. And I'm going to go with Monster Squad. I think that would be just a fun one to have as a musical.
Do like a Rocky Horror Picture kind of vibe to it, like with some audience interaction stuff. Like, that could be fun.
Yeah, I think that would be all right.
I like it. All right, and then the last one.
Lightning round.
This is a little bit more personal to me. Joe, Jesse, I'm really curious on your thoughts on this. Is Caleb Williams going to be a bust for the Bears?
Wow.
Jesse,
starting with Jesse.
Fair enough.
Go Blue Jays.
I'm gonna skip me for the moment, Curtis.
I mean, it's the Bears, so they could have drafted Joe Montana right out of college, and they would have messed him up. Like it's the Bears, so yes, he's going to be a bust.
Joe,
any other situation, he might have had a possibility to be successful, but with the Bears, yes, bust.
Can we go
Bust
back
all
to
up.
the book?
I'm with Curtis on that one. They're going to rush him in too soon because they're desperate to improve, and he's not going to have time to develop at the NFL level, the right way, I think. And it's not just the Bears, but it's kind of a problem that they have too. A lot of
we
NFL
cannot
teams.
develop a fucking QB to save our lives. Like our best bet would be to go out and get somebody coming off a rookie contract who's proven and just spend the money. But we'll also never do that. So
I also I would just throw in that Caleb Williams thinks very highly of Caleb Williams. And I think it's just a recipe for disaster.
Yes.
Like he has such a big head at this point and feels like he is so far superior to everybody else that not only is it set up to where he's going to fail, but it's going to be amazing to watch.
Oh, we're talking Johnny Manziel, Colin Kaepernick. Yeah. I'm right there with you. When I was really hoping we would trade down and just grab wide receivers and then, like I said, go into free agency. Because I don't see anything in his college career that gets me hyped about Caleb like a lot of other people are. Like he lost all the big games. He cracks under pressure. And Dan, I do hope that your Lions do well, but yeah, they'll probably fold as well. So, yeah.
I mean, Caleb Williams is a great quarterback, according to Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
So.
I think Jim McMahon is still available in free agency. Maybe they ought to pick him up.
I would have been happier with just hanging on to Fields for the final year of his rookie contract and putting all those weapons that we have at wide receiver and just wait a year, see what happens, because this is definitely not an upgrade, in my opinion. Drunk Gizmo, you know what I'm saying.
I would have probably looked to trade down and get some more picks.
Right, exactly. So,
yeah.
Yep. All right.
I mean, I think there's a couple veteran QBs that could have been out there to kind of bridge the gap, and
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
build the rest of your team around.
This is actually a preview
beef up the
of
offensive
the
line.
Sorry, Jesse. Spoiler alert.
I think it would have been a great year to beef up the offensive and defensive line, and then maybe next year go after a quarterback.
Exactly. I agree. So Jesse, is this the year we start Off-World Fantasy Football League?
Ooh, that would be awesome.
Curtis is down.
I would be all for that.
Joe, you do fantasy football?
No.
I haven't in years, but I'd love to.
It's been a few. It's been a few for me too, but I would love to get back in, just because I left my old job, which is what had our legacy league. So, if any of you are in the chat,
a live draft would be a lot of fun too.
Oh, well, you got it. We'd have to do it live here on Off-World.
No,
yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we'll. Sweet, we'll get it. We'll get this started working here. So
I don't have regular TV anymore, so I don't really catch many of the games. I watch mostly just the like sum ups on YouTube.
You've got good internet now, so I'll
I'll
talk to you about some stuff.
Here's what I figured out this past year, because like previously to this year, my old man had the Sunday ticket, right? So I would go over there and we would watch the games, and there was a few years there that we were doing fantasy football together. Like we would go together and draft for our team and make the selections throughout the week and stuff. So it was like a cool father-son kind of thing. But then we stopped doing that, and I debated on getting Sunday ticket. It's just very expensive and all this kind of stuff. And now it's on YouTube and it's even more expensive. Then what I figured out, and this may get me in trouble on the YouTubes, but I don't care, is that these games are being played somewhere on live TV, like on CBS, on Fox, on whatever. And if you live in those areas, you can watch those.
Unless they're blacked out. But yes.
Unless they're blacked out.
Correct.
But even if they're blacked out in that area, they're probably not blacked out for the other team that they're playing.
Most likely. The
So,
Raiders have been the only ones recently that have been severely blacked out.
So,
where no
so
one can
like,
watch
let's
them.
say that the Raiders are playing the Lions, right? And they're playing in Las Vegas. And maybe they don't sell enough tickets to where they black out the event. It may be blacked out for Las Vegas, but if you live in Detroit, you can probably watch it on regular TV.
Most likely.
So, by having a good VPN, and you can just say that you live in Detroit, then you can watch the game.
Yep.
Next week, you say that you live in Atlanta, and you get to watch the game. So with a good VPN, you can watch every game out there. Now, it takes a little bit of work, and sometimes you have to jump around to different VPN links to get one that's not being blocked. But yeah, you can essentially
have to have
any game you want for free.
You have to have really good internet to start with because the VPN is going to take up at least half of your resources. So, like, if you have like low grade internet, the VPN is going to slow it down to where it's unwatchable. But yeah,
that's what I did last year, and I got to see every single game. I've got IP Vanish, and
exactly.
And I pay once a year. I think it's like $100 for the whole year.
Yep.
And yeah, if there's something that's on TV in one of these areas, like if it's on Peacock or it's on Paramount or it's on, whatever, I just pull that up, turn on the VPN for whatever city, and boom, there it is. So
yeah, I've got an app that I pay for that same thing. I can watch every game. So
yeah.
Dan Rice says the same thing. He keeps Fox Sports Detroit so he can watch his loser Lions. Drunk Gizmo, he played fantasy football for 2 years, won both years. Come on out, baby. Let's try and make it 3. So
I'm a Niners fan too. So last season was a pretty good season for me.
Yeah, that was.
Me and my dad got in the first year and we won.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next 4 years, we just got crushed. I mean, just absolutely destroyed.
I made it to 2 championships, but I've never won it all. So.
The problem with fantasy football, okay, like if you go in just to have fun with the people that you're playing with, and it makes you watch games that you wouldn't normally watch. It's a fun experience. But if you're going in with the intent to win, it is near impossible to actually win via strategy. Like there's so much luck involved. There's so much that you end up, one of your players goes down and you pick up a backup QB, and all of a sudden that guy just tears it up. And now you're getting this production out of something that wasn't even one of your normal picks.
Yep.
It's just, there's so much luck involved that it's ridiculous.
100%.
And I almost think it's funny. Like you look at some of the talking heads and all the different, they break this stuff down, all kinds of stats and all this and that and rankings and everything. And all it takes is one bad play and a person's out for the season. If you drafted that one first, man, that can screw you up bad. So,
I agree. It's a lot of fun though. Yeah. Joe, have you ever tried it, Joe, or you've just never?
No.
Okay, because I think it's as it was explained to me before I tried. It's kind of like D&D for football, but you're drafting your players. You got to choose who to start. Who to
I think I missed my window. There was a time while I was single that I'd spend all day Sunday just watching football. I used to pay
100%.
for NFL Sunday ticket. But now at this point in my life, I barely even watch football anymore. The game has changed too, and not necessarily a way that I was like the 3 yards in a cloud of dirt, dust type.
So did the Bears, and they can't get the fuck away from that mentality. So,
but that's not the modern game, and I don't enjoy it as much, So
I will say that they did the little draft for Mythic on Legion's Lounge a couple of months back. That was a ton of fun. That is something that we could maybe even get Jesse to stop scrolling through toys for long enough to actually participate with us. So
As long as I don't bring it up, he might be okay with it.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't care who brings it up. This is the most boring conversation I've ever been forced to sit through on this show.
Well,
It's
wrap
like
it up
Sean
there,
happened
folks.
to listen
That's
to our Clone Wars conversation.
At least Clone Wars was nerd centric.
This is nerd centric too.
Yeah, it's fantasy
One
football.
nerddom isn't superior over another. It's all nerddom.
But we could definitely do some fun stuff. We'll talk with where Jesse isn't forced to listen. But yeah, we'll definitely look into getting a Legend Daddy fantasy football league going. We could even do it where like I've done in leagues before where you all throw in like a figure that you send like a figure to the champion winner, So yeah, there's definitely some fun stuff we could do. So
That just real quick before we go, is the Super 7 Vecna figure up for pre-order yet? Is that
I
on there?
saw it revealed. I don't think it's up for sale yet.
I think it's going to be, I know it's available at Comic-Con at their pop-up shop. I think they're going to sell it off the leftovers.
I think they've only shown one picture so far. They haven't even shown like alternate angles or anything.
I haven't seen pricing on any of that stuff either, because that Tiamat looks pretty dope.
Was that a Beetlejuice figure on the front there?
Yes.
Jesse turned off his audio.
Yeah, he doesn't like talking to us. That's cool. NECA, please.
Comic-Con Ultimates.
Anyways, I'm excited for that Vecna figure because it looks fantastic.
Yeah, I'm not seeing
Looks pretty
anything
cool.
on their website. It'll probably be up after Comic-Con's over.
Yeah.
I'm not getting it, but it does look cool.
Yeah.
Well, I've actually used Vecna as a main villain for a campaign. His hand and eye are actually like classic artifacts in Dungeons and Dragons. So for me, it's a callback that's pretty awesome. It's a good looking figure, and I get a lot of nostalgia from it. So
Does that have like bendy arms, or is it all once? Because it definitely doesn't have an articulation point. Just moves up and down.
Looks that way from all the pictures. They're
that's
all at the
kinda
same
crappy.
angle.
I am kind of excited for that movie.
It's not their ultimate line. It's just a 7-inch.
Is it the Toonie Terrors?
Oh, I thought that was
No,
NECA. This is Super 7?
No, this is NECA, but it's not
Oh,
one of their
why'd you-
ultimate figures.
I didn't know NECA did Ultimates.
Yeah.
yeah, the D&D figures are ultimates.
Yeah, but the D&D are through Super 7, right?
No,
that's NECA.
NECA does.
NECA does
They both have
vintage
ultimates.
toys.
Oh, okay.
Technically,
So
NECA
NECA
has
has Ultimate.
Ultimate. Yes.
And Super 7 has Ultimates. Gotcha. A little bit different.
You'll be able to pre-order. Oh, pre-orders will start at Comic-Con and on the website. So July 24th, pre-orders will start.
That's the San Diego Comic-Con.
The Vecna, yeah.
Gotcha. I didn't know when the dates were for San Diego. That's cool.
24th to 28th. So. We might talk about it on the show
Hopefully we'll see some other cool toy reveals
unless we have
from other
football
companies.
news that night. So.
We should do a show. The next show that Jesse's on, we should do a whole football show.
Can we do? We could even do like football related, like King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. Like we could talk about that because they were college football players in that, and
that'd be cool. We could do a thing where we draft like superheroes from different comic books and stuff, and then say, okay, now if they were on a football team, let's do a Mortal
what
Kombat
position would you
football.
draft them to?
Yeah, let's do a Mortal Kombat football team draft of superheroes.
What's that video game with the?
I'm just guessing, but Jesse doesn't like sports balls.
He loves
No,
the
he
Jets. But other than that,
he's not a sports ball fan.
Gotcha.
So
I mean, we can talk about car repair.
No, I'm not really into
You
car
know,
repair.
Me either.
That'd be
I
weird.
do. a lot of it.
Horticulture.
I don't like it.
I do like whores, so
Yeah, I don't think
They're
that's appropriate to talk
horticulture.
about.
yeah, I like the culture of whores too.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I don't think we should talk about that on YouTube, Jesse. It doesn't seem appropriate. I mean, I know this is off-world and nobody's really watching. It's kind of one of those tree falls in the woods kind of thing, but I still think there's certain things we shouldn't say. So
Time to get on the whole train.
If a whore falls in the parking lot, can she still use her knees?
And since you're a train, Curtis, it kind of fits, right?
there you go. That's what we should do, Joe. We should do a show talking about like 80s and 90s wrestling.
Dan also likes the culture of whores.
I watched it until like 2000, so yeah.
I've had friends that wrestled.
I still watch on and off just because my one daughter really loves it. So
I think Jesse's crying or yawning. Cryon? A cron? Are you croning, Jesse?
So let me throw this out there just to really bore the fuck out of Jesse. I have been like I've been going to the gym with Darla for the last few months now, right? And you know, I had my weight loss surgery.
Is that your wife, Darla, or is that a different Darla?
Yeah, this is my wife, Darla.
Okay.
And so I'm getting in a little bit better shape, and you know, I had my weight loss surgery last year. I've dropped 100 something pounds, and
nice.
And I'm getting to a point where I really want to. I want to hit a golf ball, right? And so it's been a while since I've golfed, and I don't want to hurt myself because there's been times in the past where I've hadn't golfed for a while, and then I went to go do it, and I've hurt my back. So I need to make sure that I take it easy. But I'm thinking about going just to the driving range, hitting a few balls and stuff. But then I would like to do like there's a par 3 course around here that I would like to go to because I think that would just be fun. I think par 3 courses are cool, but I don't have anybody around here that likes to golf. And I don't want to be one of those guys that shows up and then they got to partner you up with like another group of like 3 people that don't know you. And it's just an awkward ass situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also don't want to be that guy that's out there playing the course by himself, holding up, whatever. I'm either on top of somebody else or they're waiting on me or whatever.
What about, don't they have those like simulators to where you can like
they do have what they call I don't know if you guys have it out there, but they got a place called Top Golf.
Yeah,
that
maybe that.
Yeah.
I've never actually golfed, but
I've not been there, but I hear that's a lot of fun. Maybe that would be a way to go.
And Dan agrees. He says hit Top Golf. That's what he's doing now with his shoulder. So I'm assuming he's got a shoulder.
I've only played golf on the Nintendo Wii.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to pull that up and see what they have at Top Golf. I know that it's very high tech, and they've got like normally you go to a driving range and it's just like ground level. They've got maybe like an awning or something, and then you tee off and kick it. But with Top Golf, like they have multiple levels. So like you got one person teeing off here, and then one person that's right above them, and then a person's above that. But I don't know. Like, I think they've got some high tech stuff in there, and I don't know how all that works. Yeah,
you can definitely look it up. And I would be concerned about, again, never having played golf, but just with the driving range, then you're constantly doing that full swing. So, like, to me, that's kind of almost maybe more of a risk of injury if you're doing the full swing over and over again.
Part is just one part of it. That's why I've got to take it. Like, I can't just go in and go straight and play a round of golf. Like, I need to work my way up to it. So that's that part of it. Yeah. But then once I do that, it's like I would like to play, but I don't know anybody around here that plays. So it's just one of those weird situations where it's like one of those things that you can do without knowing somebody to do it with you, but it's just very awkward, Yeah. Like, if I wanted to go bowling, I could just go and, get some shoes and get a lane and just go bowling by myself. It's not a big deal, but you can't really do that with golf. Like, you gotta know somebody.
Yeah. They got a whole thing on their website. They go through everything and so. And Dan also says the Oculus has golf as well. That might be I don't know if you have an Oculus.
I do have an Oculus. I didn't know they had a golf
That
game.
could be an option too for you just to get same thing, just kind of get the
Still be
motions
careful,
and
though.
stuff.
I hadn't. My son wanted me to. My youngest boy wanted me to throw the football around with him, and I haven't done it in years,
Right.
And man, that first pass that I threw to him, I thought my shoulder was going to explode. I was like, "Oh my god, I just don't make that motion anymore."
Right.
Guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
was
easy to overdo it. I was coming up the driveway the other day, and my son was out there with the basketball, and
let
I
me know
played
what
with him
that
for a minute.
game, that golf game is called, so I can look it up, Dan, because that would be cool. I know they've got some boxing ones on there, and I really enjoy those. They are really good on the Oculus.
Yeah.
Like where you're actually like going up against somebody, and it's super realistic. Like the way they punch, the way they defend, like the way you have to move in order to fight them. It's a good workout. Like you sit there and box on that game, and man, you feel that. So
Man, I actually, after like 10 matches in a row, I started getting knocked out because I couldn't keep my guard up.
Right.
My arms were tired, and I would drop my guard and get hit in the temple and get knocked out.
I like that. I like that. Like with that game, like you have to dance around. You got to keep your guard up. You got to, slip the jab. You got to, like, there's a, it's not just, playing with a controller, kind of doing this thing.
Button
Like
mashing,
you actually have to, box. So
Right.
And it's exhausting.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyways, I thought I'd throw that out there just to really super bore Jesse to death.
I think that was our best lightning round we've ever had right there.
But hey, if there's anybody out there,
from
go ahead, Jesse.
I'm really happy for you and your health journey.
Mhm.
I was wrong. Talking about golf is the fucking worst thing.
So you're down for football. Let's
No.
go.
I'm just saying
Jesse's
golf is
in
worse.
for fantasy
I would-
football, guys.
No.
Tear down.
I would
Chicago
rather
Bears.
shove my face through plate glass than sit through that conversation again. I'm sorry.
Jesse, what sport do you like?
None.
Volleyball.
Oh, that's
right. He's a beach
Yes.
volleyball guy.
Yeah, because every time he says that, I picture him in the Top Gun scene.
Oh yeah, short.
No,
shorts,
that's
no
the
shirt.
wrong image to picture.
Nope, I'm good with my image. Leave me to it.
Yeah. Purple Gang, if you're still out there, please, Jesse on Val Kilmer's body.
Oof.
Top Gun, please.
No.
Thank you.
What? No.
Yeah, that would
I'm
be.
going home.
That's what I want.
Flannel shorts.
Yeah. Yeah, but if there is anybody in the St. Louis area that does like golfing and would like to go play a par 3 course, hit me up. So
It's probably the only way. I bet if I ever had friends that were into golf, I probably would, because it does seem like a nice social.
I bet if I had friends, they would do stuff with me.
here's the thing that I love
Next show, I'm just doing like a 2.5 hour slideshow of my trips to Africa.
Is it gonna be set to Toto?
Here,
No. Ow!
let me tell you about the thing that I love most about golf, though. Right, what I call manicured nature. Right, where it's like you're out and everything's green and pretty, but it's like super manicured. Like everything is just trimmed and perfect, and you know what I'm saying. Like I was at this one golf course. They have one, I think it's in Tennessee, that I think Timberlake owns it. And they were trying to get certified by the PGA and stuff. And they, to the point where like along the walkways and stuff, like they had people down there with like little tiny scissors, like trimming the grass along the sidewalk and stuff. For some reason, manicured nature, I love it. I don't like just wild growth. Like I don't like walking through a forest like that. But like a nice like squared off bush.
I do love the bush when it's nice and square. That's
anything
one of the
that's
best
like
bushes to dive in.
Anything that like where you have like good landscaping
triangle.
and you know what I'm saying, like nice like where the mulch is, and you got some stones around it, and you got
a nice landing strip. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like manicured, really taking care of
I agree.
nature. I love it, and it's just like the green is so vibrant. Like you go out there and like that, I love, but I don't like wild nature because I don't like bugs. I don't like worms. I don't like any of that stuff. I don't like snakes and like raccoons and all that kind of shit. Like I just want, I want it to be nature, but I want it to be fake nature. I want it to be taking care of nature. I want nature under control, to know its role, So
Moistly, tune in next time Jesse is going to have a music video of all his Africa trips. So.
That's cool.
That is not what I said.
That's what I
will say that's something that my time with Darla has helped me appreciate more, is just nature. Like appreciating a nice cloud or blue sky or whatever, like just taking it in. Like sometimes you just go out and we just take this stuff for granted. What was that movie that you guys had us watch for the Have You Ever, the Brendan Fraser one?
Blast from the Past.
Yeah, Blast from the Past. Like when he comes up and he's like,
air yet?
I don't think so. Where he's like looks up and he's like so excited about the sky, and people are like,
spoiler alert.
Yeah, like what's the big deal? Like that's, I love that kind of stuff. Like just walking out the door and just appreciating how beautiful things are. Because it's really easy to just walk outside and go, it's hot, it's miserable, it's sticky, it's blah blah blah, whatever. The cicadas and whatever. But just to go outside and just look at the beautiful colors we get to see.
Yeah, all the sand and sagebrush.
Yeah,
wonderful.
No, you're in a different area.
Yeah, it's a very different area.
Yeah, you're basically living in the movie Dune. So
kind of. It's close. It's close. Yeah.
Joe's over there on Tatooine. Like, what are you talking about with this grass and sky?
Right now, it feels like I'm working under two suns. It actually absolutely does.
I thought that was in Arizona.
He's got
Arizona might be a little worse.
I mean, it's right to the south of him. So.
What's the flying guy in Phantom Menace? Is it Watto? Is that his name?
Yeah.
That's
Jewish guy.
That's how I envision like Joe's boss, like just kind of flying around him. Like,
what are you doing over here?
Yeah.
Get back to work.
You probably never played Lego Star Wars, but have you seen like the videos?
Yeah, I played Lego Star Wars. Are you out of your mind? It's fantastic.
I know there were some of the scenes have been popping up, on the reels and everything, and it's like there was one where Qui-Gon meets Anakin and Watto's in the background selling red flags. So like Qui-Gon's like, "Oh, you should be a great Jedi," and Watto's like, red flags right here, red flags."
All I know is that the next time my boss says something like that to me, I'm going to be like, "Now this is pod racing."
I like it.
Those movies are very underrated.
They're better as the years have gone by. Joe is our Ray. Never knew there was much green in the galaxy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I have allergies, so I kind of avoid it. So, hay fever.
Makes sense.
Awesome. Beautiful.
We're not going to end on that horrible joke.
I don't see how we can not end on that. Jesse is hoping we end.
Jesse, quick, say something funny.
Yeah, Jesse wants us to end 30 minutes ago.
I'm just mad that you guys glossed over my Tucson joke.
I didn't even hear your Tucson joke.
Nah, I missed that too.
Joke said he was working under two suns, and I was like, "Isn't that in Arizona?"
Oh,
and I said Arizona is very hot. Yeah, I didn't get the joke, but Arizona is very hot.
It is hot.
All right.
Yeah.
Not all of them can be good as the clown prostitute joke.
Well, you're too intelligent for us. Your jokes, we don't catch them. You gotta
jokes
really
are like a Batman WhichWay book.
Nasty.
Yeah, you gotta really hit us in the face with a joke. Yeah.
Just slap me in the face.
Right.
A little bit.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to accidentally arouse douche anymore.
Too late for that.
Accidentally.
Since the minute that theme song hit, swing.
Very nice. I'm gonna go to a toy show this weekend.
You doing a what?
I'm going to a toy show this weekend.
Oh, toy. I thought you said horse show.
No. There's not any of those around here. I don't even know if is that even a thing. Does that exist?
I'm sure it does.
I think that's just called in public.
Gotcha. I don't know. I don't even know what I would be looking for. Like, it's been so long since I've like actually toy hunted that I don't even know. I don't even know what I would want to see.
Oh, I thought you were still talking about horse there. Oh my god.
No, I'm talking about toys.
It's been so long. I don't even know what I want out of a horse.
No,
sorry, darling.
I think there's pretty much only one thing, dude.
Yeah, that's probably true.
There's that thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's a wide variety. It's
yeah. If you're looking for like an advanced education, you should probably go somewhere else.
The horrors are going to be in St. Louis on June 17th. Well, we missed it. Sorry.
June 14th, Toy Man Show, St. Charles, Missouri.
July.
July 14th. So we'll see. Is there anything you guys are looking for right now? Anything you're like on the toy hunt for, either in stores or online?
The end of this episode.
All right.
I've been trying to snag.
Till next time, folks. You been trying what, Dooch?
I've been trying to snag those Ollie's $10 Displacer Beasts and Owl Bears, but no luck around me.
I think I can grab you an Owl Bear if you want one. I haven't gone, but my friend said they had a bunch of white ones over there.
Yeah, see, I can find I was looking for the brown. Someone posted a picture that they had the brown one. I've got the white.
I'll keep checking.
But I didn't pay $10 for it.
Yeah, I got her. I think I paid 10. I was on Amazon real cheap.
Yeah.
It was around 10.
That's where that's where I got the white one. But I bought the brown one. I paid like 30, 35 or something like that.
Yeah, I keep eyeing. Hasbro Pulse has them for. They got the Displacer Beast for 17.
That is a good figure too. Like totally worth.
It is. I think they charge
17 is a steal. That's an awesome figure. It's got bendy tentacles.
Yeah, they got the Beholder for like 20.
That Beholder's cool.
It is. They're both great figures.
Xanathar. It's actually Xanathar. So
I need a Shadow Ecrodron.
Yeah, you don't have a Shadow Ecrodron?
I've got one in my collection. I need one for a custom. So actually, I don't even really need a Shadow Ecrodron. I need the hooves from a Shadow Ecrodron. So
Dusk Till Dawn sells 3D printed hooves that are ogre scale. It's for the reindeer, the ogre reindeer set, but you can get
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
Because I would like to I was able to work out a deal with Eric Miller for some My Action Figure custom parts that I needed. I had made a custom figure a while back, a big ogre minotaur figure, and it's the only figure that I've sold that I've really regretted selling. I sold it this past year at LegionsCon. And it's one of those where I didn't go with the intent of selling it. I didn't have a price on it, and a guy made me an offer, and I didn't really want to take it. But
was that the ox one with the harness?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got those pieces. That's a cool set.
Yeah, and you know, they don't make those anymore. So yeah. But anyways, I want to kind of recreate it. I didn't get the exact parts because the head that I had on it is like the regular bull head, and he had the one that has like the like a Mercurian kind of helmet with the fin and stuff on it. So it's a little bit different, but yeah, I want to remake one of those. But actually, because I wanted to do it a little bit differently than I did that when I did that with the regular Shadow Ecrodron, not the anniversary, but the one that's like brown and black. And then, you know, obviously then it had hooves and everything else on it. But there's one that Zombie did a while back. He actually did it for Travis Bowles using an Archimedes body. And I just sent it to myself here. So I'm going to try to pull this up, but it looks really freaking cool. And I think I would want to do that. But now he did it before the Shadow Ecrodron was even a thing. So, he just used the regular Archimedes bare feet, which is like ogre feet. It's not like a bear, but he doesn't have shoes on, because I knew somebody was going to make that joke. So, no, they're not even paying attention. But I love the colors on it. So let me try to pull this up. Talk amongst yourselves, which you won't do because two of you aren't paying attention.
I'm paying attention.
I actually have Wolf King Customs ogre scale bare feet that are for a bear, like the animal.
This is the one I was talking about. So Zombie did that one, and I think that is super freaking cool. I love the colors on it.
Yes.
You should just steal his.
Well, he I don't know if he gave it to Travis or sold it to Travis. I know it's in Travis's collection.
Oh, even easier.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Those bracers are my action figure custom piece also.
Yeah,
I'll never know this.
I've got the bracers, and I've got the yoke coming from Eric. And instead of that head, I've got the head with the helmet. I would love to have that head, but I can't find it.
I think the belt piece might be from them too.
I think the belt piece is just a regular
Equidrons.
Yeah, I think that's just the Equidron one.
No, it's a custom. The circle in the middle, it's a custom piece.
But Curtis,
the buckle part is different. The
Is it?
the actual waist piece and the leather slats are official, but the thing in the middle has been customized.
Oh
whether
yeah, it's like a bull. I didn't even see that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
You guys need bigger monitors.
Yeah, I had to zoom in on my phone.
Yeah, I need to get a second one up here so I can actually have.
I don't know. What do you guys think? You think this looks cool with just feet on it rather than hooves?
I would have to have hooves.
Yeah, I
just
think
the way my brain works.
Yeah.
Like I would want. I don't know if I'd have to have it, but I'd want hooves on it.
Because with the head on it, my idea is to kind of make it as an escaped like gladiator type minotaur.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe feet would be okay. I don't know.
With the feet, it looks more Masters of the Universe. With hooves, I think it would look more Mythic Legions.
Yeah, I want it to look more like I don't know, fantasy gladiatorial arena. So
I would think you would want the hooves then.
That's kind of what I was thinking, but what do you think, Jesse? Hooves or feet?
Hooves.
Yeah, then I might have to try to find hooves. So
yeah, Dust Till Dawn Studios. I know that they sell 3D printed ones because I've got them because I got that reindeer set that I never painted.
Dan throws out the curveball. Have you ever thought about flip-flops?
I have not thought about flip-flops.
I think you should.
So,
it would be a beach bull.
I think some some like gladiatorial sandals would be cool, but I don't know if they make ogre-sized sandals. I'm sure somebody probably does, but
I'm sure somebody does.
Who makes the Crocs? Can we get those in ogre scale?
I'm definitely not going to be using that. So, but okay, well, but I'm thinking I might do this. So I mean, and I think Archimedes would probably be easier, especially with the re-release they did recently to get than a Shadow Equidron. So, but I really like this color scheme.
Between Archimedes or you've got that builder that just can't. I mean, it'd require a bit more painting, but
the which builder?
There's
the half giant.
Yep.
No, it wasn't a half giant, right? It was
the Cyclops ogre.
Yeah,
that's green. That would be very difficult to do unless I was doing like a plagued one. So that's
if you airbrushed, you could just bam, make them whatever color you want.
That's interesting. I don't know. Like, did those spikes look like they would be something that would be in a gladiatorial arena?
Well, hell yeah!
No, they're too violent for a gladiatorial arena.
Oh, okay. What about
they've got those there with the fur over them too. Yeah.
I don't think those are
that's troll.
That's for troll.
My bad.
These
Jesse
are
was
ogre.
scrolling too fast.
Gotcha.
Phantos.
There's an ogre set here with
Yeah,
lower
there you
legs, arms, plate, and feet.
go. Mm-hmm.
What was those lower leg? Oh,
Oh, there you go.
Like
Yeah,
fur.
that could be fun.
that would be interesting. I wouldn't need the bracers though because I've got the shackle ones from my X Figure Customs.
Right.
Well, there's a scale, so I think you can choose the different options. Maybe you don't have to get them all.
I think it's just either the whole thing or the bottom part.
Oh, I got you.
Because there's a thing with like a torso and a head and stuff too.
Oh, so it's either the body or the...
What's in that set with the head and all that?
I think that's just showing you the rest of the parts. It was designed.
Yeah, you can get the whole
this
set.
This is for the feet, the lower legs, and the arm plates, and it's $23
Gotcha.
for that. Which the other ones were just.
Well, that says it's designed by Jason Rodriguez, so that might be something that Lynn could even get as a file, and I could just get it from him.
Dan was asking. I know they make. Who makes the Crocs? Do you guys remember?
No idea.
Lynn does.
Is
it was part of his Furious 4.
Oh, was that the Travis part?
Yeah, the Crocs.
Gotcha.
Yeah, check out Wolf King Customs, Dan. And Moistly.
Curtis, do you like gladiator movies?
I mean, I like the movie Gladiator. I don't know if
Have you ever spent a lot of time in a Turkish prison?
Not a lot of time. I mean, what do you consider to be a lot?
More than once.
I can see it. Curtis as the guard.
I mean, if it's still in single digits, the times that I've been in a Turkish prison, is that considered a lot? Or
does it matter the reason why? Like, as inmate or guard or
I love that the show has dropped to 5 viewers at this point.
But they're hanging with us, baby.
It
all
was
night
down
long.
to 4, so I think Brad is new.
Yeah,
I got news for you. I think one of them is me.
Oh wait, I am too. I forgot.
There's literally nobody watching.
But
right.
we're here
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
At this point, it's not for them anymore.
Yeah, it's just for us.
It's for
All right. Well, why don't we stop this and because we got something else that we need to discuss as a group. So let's stop the live and let's discuss. So, folks, I think that's it. Tune in to other stuff that we've got going on. We got the D&D thing on OffWorld. We got the NYP on Legends of Grayskull. We're going to have a Tila review on Legends of Grayskull. We got Uncle something, Bob and Aunt somebody Sunday on Shooting the Shelf.
Wow.
Sounds hot.
I'm drowning here. Anybody?
Right here, TB Shoes of Uncommitted Wandering. Wow, Len really committed to the name on that. I love it. That sounds like right out of D&D.
Do the Crocs turn to sports mode too, or are they just stuck in leisure mode?
I guarantee you, if they switched modes, they would break immediately.
That's disappointing.
Joe, you on Oz tomorrow?
Yeah, I should be.
Okay,
unless
so
my work
Oz
messes
tomorrow.
it up again, because that's what happened last time. Is I was supposed to be on, and I said I was going to be on, and then I got called out to work. And
Joe was also on New to Mythics recently, which is a lot of fun. So if you haven't checked that out, take a watch on that.
That was a good time.
Joe is definitely not new to Mythics, but somehow he ended up on the show. So I'm not sure.
I wasn't going to bring it up because then I would ruin my opportunity. So
Tell Len we're going to need a sponsor link for all his stuff so that we get a proceed of his sales when we send people his way. So
beautiful.
No.
Oh, okay.
All right. Anything else we want to promote before we close out the show?
Wednesday one shots, right? You forgot about
Wednesday
that.
one shots. This week was Cops and Crooks. There you go. I don't know if we've got one in the can yet for next week, but we'll figure it out.
Yep. Stevie Van Zandt, Disciple. Me and my buddy John talked about it last night, so that'll be up for members Sunday night after Shooting the Shelf, and for regular subscribers on Wednesday.
So how close are we to having something every night of the week here? We got to be.
I don't know.
pretty close.
Curtis is on something every night of the week. I think it's already achieved.
Not every night, but a lot of nights. Definitely every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm on something.
And sometimes on Thursdays when his friend is doing a show on the Cabal, he'll jump on other people's shows and not watch mine.
Wow. I also have been on my friend's show a few times on Thursday, but he doesn't invite me very often.
You don't want to do it because it's not on StreamYard anymore.
I absolutely would do. I would do every single week with you.
I've never been invited to anything on Thursday, just saying.
But when I do go on other shows, like I did this Thursday, I also recommend that people watch our other things like Legion's Quest. So, just FYI.
I like it when they fight, Joe. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, I don't know. Makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't like confrontation. I like the repression. It reminds me of my grandparents.
Too, John.